we're going to run 3 minutes off the clock just by snapping it, and us up being ahead by so much. We just decided the best thing for the kids would be to call the game right there. We ran the clock, so there would be no arguments. We played an entire game, but it was by both coaches. We agreed that for our teams that'd be the best thing. We were both healthy at the time. We didn't want a freak injury to happen due to the field conditions when the game was in hand. So I think it was a smart move by both coaches, and we all agreed. Superintendents agreed, and everything else.
Looking forward, here we are a week later, and with rain in the forecast again for Friday night, moving this game up. And what went on for that conversation to be able to move that game up to Thursday?
We spoke about it Monday morning, kind of left it at that. Didn't really speak about it anymore. Then noticed everybody else was pushing their games to Thursday. There's a lot of scenarios in there that you can run into. A lot of lightning delays push you to Saturday, maybe even Monday. And things like that happen. Teams that are going to the playoffs don't want that to happen this late in the season. You can kind of absorb those extra days in the middle of the season, but at the end it makes it pretty difficult. Whitewright, they've got to win. They got to beat S&S to get in, and so they need to be healthy. They need to have a full week of practice next week. We need to be healthy and have a full week of practice and keep all of our kids on a normal schedule. So we decided to move to Thursday. I think it was a smart move. Get it in while the weather's nice, and you take those field conditions out when you talk about that. And our field held up pretty good, but you just take that out of the scenario.
4 shutouts for your defense so far this year. That's the first time that's happened in 17 years. Back-to-back shutouts is the first time in 14 years. This is no longer an offensive team. This is a well-balanced team, it seems, and if not, the defense may be carrying it.
Well, it's all about philosophy. Every year it changes a little bit. Last year we thought we could outscore people, and we thought we had an offensive weapon that we could go in there. We started 5 freshmen on defense. And most of the time when that happens, you're not going to be very good, but you want to hold into games, and I thought we did that. This year, we have all those freshmen now that are sophomores, and had 13 games last year. Now have had 7 or 8. So it's they've got some experience, they got confidence, and it's the same kids. It's the same exact kids that played last year, and they just have more experience and more confidence, and so it's evened it out. But now the offense can rely on the defense to get a stop, when we need to, and we can play a field position battle that we weren't able to play last year. And so I think that's helped our team a tremendous amount.
Talking about Bulldog Stadium a little bit, it's held up pretty nicely as we look out on the field after the mud-soaked game. Is it in great shape for this game, or is it in good enough shape? What's your feeling?
It's probably in better shape than anybody else's field, I can tell you that, after a varsity game being played on it. We got upwards of 6 inches of rain, and it's tore up a little bit in the middle, but I've seen it tore up worse than this during regular season without a rain game. So it is fine for this time of year. It's actually, we greened it up a little bit, and it's actually greener now. It's been a month, so it'll be fine. It'll hold up just fine. We've been working on it hard to make sure this field stays intact.
And the kids playing here at Bulldog Stadium, you've won 4 straight home games, which hasn't happened in quite a while. Do the kids seem to be buying into maybe the new atmosphere here or something?
It's a great atmosphere. You walk in the stadium and you can't even walk out of the locker room without running into 150 people. So it gives you that atmosphere. Everybody's kind of close, inside the stadium, so there's not a lot of places to go. So everybody's, you see everybody, and it is a neat thing. The kids enjoy it, and that's what it's about. It's about their experience. So they're having a great one.
I've had numerous people ask me about ever turfing this field. Of course, we're seeing that going on in Bells and in Blue Ridge. Do you ever see a situation where this stadium is turfed?
I'm sure it will be one day. Turf is a demon in itself. I think there's more injuries happen on turf than it does on natural grass when the grass is taken care of correctly. But it's it's easier to maintain, and you don't get to the mud bowls and stuff like that. But I'm sure it will be one day. I'll never push for it. I'll always push for practice fields to be turfed so you don't miss practices due to rain. But game fields, I'm kind of old school. little bit, and I want, it ought to be grass so we can play football on. So.
We'll take a quick time out and let Grayson County District Attorney Joe Brown tell you about his campaign.
It's a great place to live, and it's a place I want to make better. We have a theater here, we have a symphony, we have all of the amenities that make this a great place to live. How do we continue to progress as a community while still holding on to those conservative values that we grew up with? And it's a question that I ask myself. After 15 years in office, it's not just a job. It can't be. Megan and I have decided to raise our kids here. We're invested in this community. When I think about my older daughter playing sports, my younger daughter in theater, and think about what their life will be, I want them to have the same great experiences that I did growing up. And I want them to know that their dad did everything that he possibly could to keep this community safe, to make it a great place to grow up. Grayson County is growing. There's no way to deny that. And with that comes the opportunity for progress. Together, we can make sure it's the kind of progress that a community as great as ours deserves.
Coach Whitewright, a new coach, they've changed again over there, and talk about their transition period and what are you seeing from them over there on the field?
Well, they're playing a little better football. They had a lot of young kids last year, kind of like us. We had a lot of young kids, and now that they've grown up here, they're playing better football. And those kids are. They've had a couple move-ins that have helped them. And so they're playing better football with some experience. Of course, it is a transition for them. They learn it's a different style of offense. It's still a spread, but, a different philosophy and things of that nature. Total different defense. So they're still learning, but their defense has really stepped up from all the young players last year. So they're playing good football, and we're going to have to get after it.
Who's your emotional leader in the locker room or on the field for this team?
We have a very different dynamic this year. We have a lot of kids that come out, and when they hit the field, they flip a switch, and they don't show that in the locker room. They don't show it in school. Todd Portman on the field, you're not going to play with him and Tanner at Hartsfield. You're not going to play with any more energy than they are. So they're more leaders on the field and how we play our game, and that's what we want to see. Off the field, we have very steady kids. From our seniors, from Levi and Nick and all of them that are very steady, to guys that, in practice, Tristan Matthews and Jaden and them, they practice very hard. And so we have different leaders for different situations, which is a little odd, but sometimes things work, and it's working for us right now.
Seems like the mentality of this team has changed. It's no longer we want to win. We want to dominate. Is that fair to say?
Absolutely. I'm a defensive guy, and my philosophy is to hit you in the mouth. And now we've got that offensive philosophy also, and so our kids have taken that on, and they go out there to play the game as hard as it can be played. They're not trying to move around people. They're not trying to go around blocks or anything else. They're trying to go through people, and that's our philosophy, and that's what we live and die by. And so they bought in, and it's fun to watch.
And let's finally talk about the district scenarios. What happens if you win? Are you the district champions? And talk about that.
If we win, from what we see, we'd be the outright district champion. No matter what happens next week, we have us and Gunner have clinched the playoff spot. So the other teams could end up in a three-way tie for third and fourth. It can be. There's a lot of different scenarios that can happen there. But we need to take care of our business. We take one week at a time. We don't look ahead. We haven't scouted Leonard or anything else. We got to take care of it. Take care of our business. The rest takes care of itself.
This has been the Bulldogs Coaches Show featuring Howe Athletic Director and Head Coach Zach Hudson. The Coaches Show is brought to you by Joe Brown for Grayson County District Attorney. God, Guts, and Game. That's the 3 Gs in 3G brand. 3G Brands handcrafted American-made, in fact Howe-made blankets were rated by Horseback Magazine as one of the top 7 Christmas gifts in America. These blankets are in deer stands and stadium bleachers all over America, and they come right here from Howe, Texas. We're talking about hunting blankets, stadium blankets, and throws. Get that early black and white blanket just in time for the cold games in November. 3gbrand.com. God, Guts, and Game.
calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic in Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only, where you get great food and big smiles. And a little message for all our Howe football players: go Bulldogs, fight, Bulldogs win, win, win. 'Cause it's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Two new businesses, Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium, have joined downtown Howe at 107 and 109 East Haining Street. These two antique and gift shops offer vintage items that are rarely available in the Howe area. Their prices will definitely please shoppers. Come enjoy a unique shopping experience at Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium. Go Dogs!
Abby's Restaurant is family owned and run. They have the cure for all your home cooking cravings. Chicken fried steak, loaded baked potato, bacon patty melt, grilled chicken salad, cheese fries, jalapeno stuffed peppers, and more. Don't forget to save room for that cheesecake and cobbler with ice cream. We know you're going to love the food and the service. Abby's Restaurant in downtown Howe. Give them a call, 903-487-8860. Abby's Restaurant.
Welcome back to Bulldog Stadium. Monty Walker along with Michael Mosier and the rest of the gang here. And Stephen Braswell about to make his way up. As let's go over the starting lineup for the Howe Bulldogs on offense. We haven't had the coin toss or anything yet, but let's go over the offense. Mike Helpenstell, the left tackle, the left guard, Hunter Morrow, the center, Clay Marshall, the right guard, Tanner Hartsfield, the right tackle, Austin Bearden, the tight end, Matt Griffin, the ex-receiver, Seth Seabolt, the slot back, Stratton Carroll, who has 375 yards on the season and 3 touchdowns. The junior quarterback, Brandon Wall, who has 20 carries for 181 yards rushing, including a 95-yarder earlier in the season, which tied or actually was 5th, I believe, on the all-time list. 96-yarder they ended up giving. Jaden Matthews, the running back, fullback rather, 719 yards on 88 carries, 9 touchdowns. And junior tailback Tyler Grisham, 706 yards on 79 carries. That's almost 9 yards per carry. 12 touchdowns on the season for Mr. Tyler Grisham. And let's go over the starting defense for the Whitewright Tigers, Michael.
Strong safety Jacob Pleasant, free safety Kendall Shaw, right end Connor Henderson, middle linebacker John Hill, weak side linebacker Braden Ritchie, tackle Devin Caraway. I'm sorry.
I messed up on that. Sorry, that's my fault.
Okay. Left cornerback Peyton Jones, right cornerback is Burke Hosier, Kiefer Hansen. Nose guard is Ryan Benjamin, and left end is Clay Allman.
Let's go over the starting defense for Howe as we wait them doing their stretching in the end zone. Up front, Joel Minivar, Tristan Matthews, Mike Helpenstell, Ty Portman, Zach Blevins, and Nick Wilson, the cornerbacks. The linebackers, all sophomores except Tyler Grisham, who's a junior. Jacob Taylor, Andrew Griffin, and Dylan Moreau. The sophomore, strong safety Winston Moss, and the junior safety, Seth Seabold. You'll also see Levi Merzinski. Let's go over the starting offense for Whitewright.
All right. Left tackle, John Hill. Left guard, Jordan Bryan. Center, Clay Allman. Right guard, Ryan Benjamin. Right tackle, Kiefer Hansen. Wide receiver, Devin Caraway. Quarterback, Kendall Shaw. Slot back, Jacob Pleasant. Fullback, Braden Ritchie. Slot back is Garrett Stanford, and wide receiver Burke Hosier.
And you might notice that Mr. Mosier has a little bit of a hoarse voice tonight. So it'll be interesting see how that voice holds up in the
it'll be
fourth
all right.
quarter.
I've tried not to say anything all day. I've tried to be quiet.
Oh, man.
It hasn't worked very well, but I tried.
Well, we're still awaiting the Bulldogs to go in the tunnel. Most teams that are dominant, I have noticed in 20 years of broadcasting, that offensively they all do their damage in the second quarter. And this Howe team is no different. They score 117 points so far this year in the second quarter, which is almost twice as much as any other quarter. That's just a common factor among all great teams. They all dominate the second quarter, and Howe has done that. 117 points in the second. They've scored 69 in the first, 76 in the third, and only 28 in the fourth quarter. Only 28 in the fourth because the game's over by then.
Right.
They've only given up 36 in the first quarter, 21 in the second quarter, 18 and then 21. Howe has only given up 96 points all year, which is 12 per game. Ranks 22 out of 72 Howe Bulldog teams. So, good things are happening in Howe, Texas, and the Bulldogs are in the tunnel now, and that thing's about to start rocking around. Coach Zach Hudson has made his way on the field, gives his daughter a hug and a kiss, and Dale West makes his way over. Now, talking about Zach Hudson, he's from Rockwall, Texas. His wife is Carrie, who's a former coach. They have two daughters, Kai and Bodie, and I understand Steve Simmons gave the pep talk, the speech before the game tonight, and he brought the hammer with him. Coach Hudson from Navarro College went to Texas A&M Commerce. His record here at Howe, 17-14 now, and he's the 25th head coach in Howe history. His third year here in Howe. He's had stops at Garland, Lakeview, Weimer, Garland, back to Weimer, and then here at Howe. Last week moved ahead of Jack Osborne, Blackie Wade, and Joey McQueen on the all-time win list with 17, and he needs one more to tie. I believe it's Leslie Walden with 18. And, it's Leslie Walden with back in 1938-39. You might have played for him back in those days.
I did. It was great. Kind of cool. We had leather helmets, no face mask. It was good, though.
Still awaiting the Bulldogs who are in the tunnel. Not in any hurry. Here comes Whitewright on the far side. And they'll come out of their tunnel. We're waiting on the Bulldogs. We'll give you the officials from the Commerce chapter here in a moment. Here's the smoke. And here are the Bulldogs. Zach Blevins brings the Bulldog flag out. No Texas flag tonight.
Yeah, it was there.
Oh, was it there? I missed it.
Stratton Carroll carried it.
Stratton Carroll with the Texas flag. The officials are standing at about the 50-yard line. We'll have the national anthem in a moment, but the officials for tonight, referee Kendall Atwood, the umpire Archie Farmer, the head linesman Logan Taylor, the line judge Brian Hughes, the back judge Cade Petty, and they are out of the Commerce chapter. The captains are making their way out on the field, and it'll be Stratton Carroll, Stump Matthews, and Levi Merzinski. Followed closely, and now standing at the 50 is Tyler Grisham, Nick Wilson, and Joel Minivar.
Our captains for tonight's ball game.
Coming out for
number 9, Levi
the
Goldinsky.
Whitewright Tigers,
Number
Kendall
22,
Shaw.
Stratton Carroll.
We'll
Number
also
44,
see
Tristan Matthews.
Devin Caraway, along with Clay Allman.
Tigers, number 54, Clay Allman.
And there's going to be one other that I can't see, but the officials are chatting right now. Umpire talking with Stratton Carroll.
Hey, there's our spotter.
Here comes Stephen Braswell up to the booth. A coin has been tossed. The umpire's talking to Stratton Carroll. Now talks over to the other side, Clay Allman. And now the Bulldogs will turn around and they'll put their backs to the south end zone. They have won the toss and have elected to defer.
Have won the toss.
So just like a dominant defense, that's what happens most of the time when you win the toss. If you've got a great defense, you defer to the second half, and that's what the Bulldogs have done again this week. And now the Bulldogs will take off their helmets, face the flag at the north end zone, and we'll have the national anthem here in just a moment. We're going to take a quick timeout during the national anthem.
That's Casey Taylor.
Or will we? No, let's leave it here. We'll let you listen to that great Pride of Howe marching band in the national anthem.
Bulldog band.
Let's pray. Dear Lord, we thank you for this day and for getting us all here safely, and we ask that you protect these football players and refs tonight and help them to play their hearts out for you, Lord. Help the coaches to remain humble and let us all have a safe trip home. It's in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
And now the national anthem. Happy Thursday, y'all. It is football time in Texas. A rare Thursday evening football game here at Bulldog Stadium with all the hoopla that comes along with Friday Night Lights. It's not Friday Night Lights, it's Thursday Night Lights. Expecting lots of rain tomorrow night, so the two schools got together, moved it up, and here we are. Again, the Whitewright Tigers lead the overall series against the Howe Bulldogs. They have 24 wins, Howe 16 in this rivalry that goes back to 1935. That first game, Howe lost 25-0. Whitewright had been playing for quite a while, and Howe started their program 35, took it on the chin in that first
Number
matchup.
15,
Wow.
Honaker, kicking off to begin the game.
And the series has been mired in streaks, with Whitewright having two separate six-game winning streaks.
Number 1, Kendall Shaw, back deep to the 10.
And let me adjust that mic. Here's Honaker on to start this football game. And it'll be an onside kick, going to be taken at the 50-yard line by an up man for Whitewright, and that's going to be Braden Ritchie. And looks like Whitewright will start at midfield to start this football game.
Well, it looks like Stump's getting everybody fired up.
Ball will be spotted just on the other side of the 50. We're going to call it the 49. So Whitewright at their own 49. Send three receivers near side. Shotgun formation for Kendall Shaw. He'll have one man in the backfield, which is Braden Ritchie. And Shaw wants to throw on first down. Rolling out right side. Sacked in the backfield. Andrew Griffin. A loss of 9 yards. Back to the 40-yard line. It'll be second down, and 19 coming up for Whitewright. Nice way to start the game.
Andrew Griffin was on a roll. He had his eyes set on that quarterback before they even snapped the ball.
So it'll be second down and 19 for the Bulldog, for Whitewright, moving left to right in their white jerseys, black pants, gold helmets with the big black W on their helmet. Now it's old gold. It's not the road hazard yellow. Here's a handoff right side, and looking for some running room and having it to the outside is going to be the running back, Burke Hosier. He's going to be close to a first down as he gained about 18, needed 19 for the first down. It's going to be spotted at the 41-yard line, a yard short of the first down.
Backing them up, got a flag. Looks like holding number 54 for Whitewright.
Spot foul will bring them back. Instead of having 3rd and 1, it's going to be second down and very, very long. They're going to spot the ball at the 30, looks like the 32-yard line, maybe the 31, actually the 31-yard line.
Wow.
So second down again, and we're looking at 2nd and 29. Kendall Shaw runs up to the line of scrimmage, barks, and tells the right tackle, or right guard rather, something's wrong. Ryan Benjamin looks back, and now everybody's set. Two receivers near side, one up top. 2 men in the backfield along with Shaw. Drops back 3 steps, looks over, throws left side's caught. And that's going to be caught by his receiver, Devin Caraway, who'll gain about 7 yards up to the 42-yard line. And that'll bring up a third situation, third very long.
Looks like Zach Blevins, Levi Merzinski made the stop.
Back to a 3rd and 19 for Whitewright.
3rd down and a bunch.
You know, as Shaw comes back, everybody said, I was going to tell you about Jack Walker with his Howe School song. That was pretty impressive. Here's a handoff right up the middle, a draw play, and running is Ritchie for a first down past the 40 to the 37-yard line. That was just a draw play that Braden Ritchie kept his feet moving. And now the chains are moving.
Zach Blevins and Levi Merzinski again in on the stop.
You never want your safeties making the stop there. But
no, that went right up the gut.
Change the scoreboard to the first quarter because that's where we are. Whitewright with the ball, moving left to right. Howe in all black. Bulldogs showing blitz, throwing out right side. Intercepted, Winston Moss at the 35. Look out to the 50, 40, 35-30. It's a foot race. Kiss him goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas. 65 yards. Winston Moss takes it to the house.
And what was good about that was he took that ball out of the receiver's hand. The receiver had it, and Winston just reached up and grabbed it and said, "Hey, I'll take that for you."
Just picked it out of his hands. Great instincts. Jumped the route. Howe's up 6-0, awaiting this PAT. There's 9:34 left to go in the first.
Winston Moss said, "Hey, I think we need to go the other direction with that."
Another defensive touchdown for the Bulldogs. The swinging gate, and Tyler Grisham's going to throw it in the end zone, caught by Levi Brzezinski.
Actually,
Or that's Seabold.
That's Seabold.
Seabold makes the catch, a 2-point conversion, and now Howe leads 8-0. And wow, how about that?
That's something we haven't seen this year. That's a good work.
New twist. We're going to take a timeout. Howe up 8-0. Back in just a few moments.
Sweetie Pies in Van Alstyne is expanding their great fried pie menu and including vintage candies and boiling sodas made with real sugar cane. You can also order your Spirit Pops black and white candy popcorn. Want to try a slice of cake? You can do that too. It's the fried pies and cookies that's made Sweetie Pies a North Texas treat. Place an order anytime. 972-821-1508. Sweetie Pies is located facing the railroad tracks in downtown Van Alstyne.
In these days of fast-paced lives and fast-talking salespeople, it's nice to know you can still count on your local dish retailer, Cavender Home Theater, with folks right here in your area to tell you the honest truth. Dish simply costs less for the very same channels. For your home or business, Dish and Cavender's has it at a reasonable price with old-fashioned service. Call Cavender Home Theater at 903-892-3499 today and experience an expert who's happy to answer all your questions. Or go to CavenderTV.com. Do it now.
There's another onside kick, and again, Whitewright's going to be on the ball, taken again by Ritchie. And the 5'10", 185-pound junior jumps on the football, and Howe will give Whitewright the ball at the 49-yard line, or 48 is where they'll start this time. So back-to-back possessions by Whitewright because Winston Moss picked it off at the 35-yard line, took it all the way the other way to the north end zone, scored. And Tyler Grisham, 2-point conversion pass to Seth Seabold. And here we are, 8-0 with 9:34 left to go here in the first quarter. We'll have to update the scoreboard. Shotgun formation. And Shaw's going to hand off up the middle, brought down in the backfield. A nice job there by that D. About a 2-yard loss.
Mike Heppenstall in on the stop.
Number 22, Bert Hosier.
You know, that's somebody that's come on a lot this year, too.
Ty Portman making the stop.
You know, and those guys, a lot of experience. They played 13 games last year. They're all back. They're basically all back. And they're all still sophomores. You know, the Bulldogs started 5 freshmen last year. It's unheard of.
Right.
It's paying off. 2nd down and 12 for Whitewright, moving left to right. Shaw sends a man in motion, and this will be a handoff to Ritchie up the middle. Not much doing there. Popped it open earlier, but that one shuts down pretty quickly, and it'll be a gain of about a yard, bring up 3rd and 11 for Whitewright.
Mike Heppenstall again on the stop, along with Tristan Matthews.
So Whitewright has so far gone backwards in this drive. They went backwards a big bunch in their initial drive and then finally worked their way back up with that long Ritchie run, but still looking at probably about 7 or 8 yards of total offense so far in this contest.
You know, that
Shaw looks right, throws right, and it is going to be caught. A nice catch by the wide receiver for Whitewright, which is Burke Hosier's 5'9", 160-pound junior. And he was split out wide right, had to go down to catch that ball, but didn't do a great job of making the catch.
Yeah, it looked like Portman might have got a hand on it when the quarterback released it.
Now, again, Whitewright, they don't wear that yellow gold. They wear the old gold.
Old gold.
4th and 5 at the Howe 46-yard line. Showing blitz is Andrew Griffin. Man in motion. Now 2 men are in motion. They don't call it, and they're going to punt it. Kendall Shaw backs up, punts this one away. It's going to bounce at the 15, roll towards the end zone. Will it roll in? It does. It rolls into the end zone. and Howe will start their very first possession of the night from their own 25-yard line. 7:28 on the first quarter clock. Howe's up 8-0.
Yeah, that 2-point conversion, that might be the talk of the night. We haven't seen that yet.
Well, the
Stephen said there's a couple other
Bulldog
surprises
ball
maybe.
at the 20-yard line.
Wall under center at the 20-yard line. Toss right side. And Grisham wants to throw his second pass of the night. Wide open, Nick Wilson hauls it into the 50. Kiss him goodbye. 25-20. It is touchdown time in Texas. Tyler Grisham, his second pass of the night to a wide open Nick Wilson. That one 80 yards.
Yeah, that
80 yards.
that was the surprise we talked about. What a pass, what a pass. It don't get much prettier than that, Tyler Grisham.
You know, I will say, I kind of got a heads up on what was going to happen. I talked to I talked to Dale West a couple of nights ago, and he informed me that just very well might happen.
Well, that was a good pass, Tyler Grisham.
And the kick is going to be up, and it is good.
Point after, it's good.
So now we've got a 15-0 Howe lead with 7:16 left to go in the first quarter. Back in a moment on HoweEnterprise.com.
The Howe Athletic Booster Club invites you to become a supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
The type of kids we have, they're just hard workers and do anything you ask. And
Memberships are $25 and will be available at all home games. All proceeds benefit high school and middle school athletic programs. Please join the Howe Athletic Booster Club in our efforts to support our hometown kids.
when people come here, you know, it's something they can be proud of.
The Howe Enterprise has served the hometown news since 1963. Since then, the Bulldogs have won 8 district, 8 by-district, 4 area championships, and 1 regional title. We've covered 14 different head coaches during that time. The Howe Enterprise has been with the Bulldogs for 52 years. We were there when the Pride of Howe won 3 band state championships. Look for each week's publication every Monday at HoweEnterprise.com.
It's going to be a pooch kick. Kicked all the way back to about the 30-yard line. For a moment, I thought Howe was going to have the chance to get on the football. Honecker basically kicked it where they weren't. But Whitewright was able to get up there on the football, and now they'll have a 1st and 10. Ball rests right on the 30-yard line. Now moving left to right is Whitewright. Again, Howe dominant so far in this football game. They've run 2 offensive plays. One was a 2-point conversion, which was a pass by Tyler Grisham to Seth Siebold that was successful. And then the first play, and the only play Howe's run on offense so far tonight, is the Tyler Grisham to Nick Wilson touchdown pass of 80 yards. And here we are, 15-0. Shaw, shotgun. He wants to hand. First man through, and that's going to be that will be Hozier on the carry. He'll gain a few, maybe 6, 7. Pretty nice run of first down. It'll bring up second down and short.
Joel Minibar
leading the defensive charge on
Ball will be spotted at the 37-yard line, just shy of.
The runner.
And 6:49 on the clock. Winston Moss moves to the other side of the field. There's 3 receivers on that side of the field, only 1 on the near side. Shaw and shotgun. Showing motion again, Tanner Hartsfield, or showing blitz rather. And this is Shaw throwing out the screen pass left, and it's going to be caught and dropped immediately. Nothing doing there. Now a late flag comes in. I have to check that flag. And probably going to be against Howe, some kind of a late hit, personal foul, or something like that. It is going to be against Howe.
Mike Heppenstall and Zach Blevins made a stop for the Bulldogs.
Face mask, and that'll be a first down.
Face mask and penalty called against the Bulldogs. First down.
Again, these officials out of the Commerce chapter, Zach Hudson really likes how they call a game, so they get the nod when he has the choice. It'll be 1st and 10 moving left to right, just on the Howe side of the 50-yard line at the 47. 2 receivers come near side, 2 on the other at the far. 4 down linemen for the Bulldogs. 3 backers, man in motion. And Shaw wants to throw it left side, caught. And knocked down hard by Andrew Griffin is the receiver, Devin Caraway, who made the catch.
Zach Blevins as well.
Andrew Griffin making the tackle.
Yeah,
Zach Blevins making the tackle.
Caraway, the 5'8", 170-pound junior, just took a pop.
He did. You know, somebody said my wife was sitting with Kim Griffin here a couple of weeks ago. We'll get back to that in a minute.
Second down and 3 coming up as Shaw looks like he's going under center for one of the first times tonight, if the first time. And now flags fly, whistles blow.
Penalty flag thrown.
It looks like it's going to be against Whitewright, so back it up 5 yards. Instead of 2nd and 3, it's going to be 2nd and 8. Tell us about Kim Griffin.
Well, my wife was sitting with her, and there was a lady listening and sent her a text message and said the guy that's with Monty is an Andrew Griffin fan. And you bet, I got an Andrew Griffin jersey at home. Number 3. Let's go, boys.
He's an inch or two short of the NFL.
He's right. That's right. I tell you what, I am a big fan of Andrew Griffin.
He is all Griffin.
And he is a great kid. One of the greatest kids I've ever met.
Second down and 8 coming up for Whitewright, left to right now. And
Timeout called on the
Timeout,
field.
Whitewright.
Timeout.
We'll take 1, 2. Back in a moment, 15-0, Howe in the lead.
When it comes to Howe, Bill French Properties is 100% invested to the economic and residential growth for Howe. They also provide commercial and farm and ranch services. Bill French Properties provides buyer representation free of charge and provides every service from mortgages to credit repair to skilled craftsmen and inspections. Visit BillFrenchProperties.com or give him a call at 903-893-BILL. Bill French Properties, realtors that you can trust. Servicing Grayson and North Collin County.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
Yeah, here we go, second down and 8. Handoff up the middle, and Ritchie's going to take it about 8 yards. Well, no, about 6 yards. Still be a little bit short of the first. Third and short coming up for Whitewright, maybe 2. So call it about a 6-yard gain.
Ty Portman
2 yards
and
to go.
Andrew in on the stop. Levi Merzinski as well. Looks like Tanner Hartsfield come out and Jacob Taylor went in.
3rd and 2 coming up for Whitewright. They'll send 2 receivers near side. 1 man in the backfield. Shaw under center is going to take it on the quarterback sneak, and it looks like he has the first down at the 36-yard line. They'll move the sticks. 4:30 on the clock. Howe leading 15-0 here in the first quarter.
Andrew Griffin and Jacob Taylor made the stop for the Bulldogs. You know, I'm a big fan of these Bulldogs. You know, I'd be proud to have any of those kids right there. That's a great group.
It's going to be special in a couple of years too. It's already special. Here's Ritchie on the carry, brought down by Jacob Taylor.
Jacob Taylor and Andrew Griffin.
Gain of about 1.
They may want to find a different direction to run. Maybe run opposite of wherever they are.
Well, yeah, you might have to run backwards because. You don't want to run to the right. You've got Helpenstell over there. You definitely don't want to run to the left. You've got Portman over there. If you run up the middle, you're looking at Hartsfield.
Right. Hartsfield, Griffin, Grisham, Joel Minivar. Boy, you just don't have a whole lot of options, do you?
Second down and 9 for Whitewright coming up left to right. Shaw, shotgun formation, backs up, throws a screen pass out left side, looking for a block, and he blocks him, Blevin, right into the tackler. It was a pretty good block if you get him out of the way. Blevins did a masterful job of fighting off of that block and taking that screen pass backwards.
You know, yeah, bless their hearts, you know, it's just one of them things it just didn't, it was a perfect block. He sealed him off, and then,
Blevins just did a better job.
Yeah, he did.
3rd and long, call it 13 on the far side of the field, the far hash, left to right. Shaw looking over to the field, looking over to the sideline now, wants to snap, gets it, looks back, throws across the middle, and it is intercepted again. This one's going to be Blevins, I believe, and it will be at the 26-yard line.
Number 21, Zach Blevins.
Second interception of the night for the Bulldogs, and they are really dominating on defense these days.
Bulldogs ball at the 27
They did it. That was good. That's a good pickoff too. He jumped the route and scooped her up.
Hal's going to take over at their own 26-yard line. And 2:40 on the first quarter clock. Wall, hands off. Stratton Carroll, far side, looking for a block. He could be, for a moment it looked like he was going to go to the house. He crossed the 40 to the 45-yard line. There is a flag down.
We have a penalty flag thrown at the 27-yard line.
Looks like that was back at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a holding call against Howe. Bring that one back.
Holding is the call against the Dogs.
So instead of a first down run for Stratton Carroll, it's going to be first down, but it's going to be 1st and 20.
Andrew Griffith's playing so hard he done broke his helmet. he down here fixing his helmet.
The legend of Andrew Griffith.
That's right. He continues
He plays
to grow.
so hard, he breaks his helmet.
He's a go-getter now.
All right, here comes Wall under center. And this is going to be a handoff near side this time. Tyler Grisham fights forward for about 3 or 4 yards.
Tyler Grisham.
It'll move the ball out to the 22-yard line. Still bringing up second down and long, probably about 17 or somewhere along those lines.
John Hill and Devin Caraway made the stop for the Tigers.
Moving right to left, Clay Marshall breaks the huddle. He'll walk to the line of scrimmage. Everybody else runs. Wall under center. Sends a man in motion. Carroll. And they're going to hand off Jaden Matthews right up the middle. And he'll surge forward and bolt his way to the 28-yard line.
Picking up about
Burke Hosier made the stop for the Tigers.
They'll call it the 29, bringing up a 3rd and 8 for Howe.
Third down for the Bulldogs.
That's a name I can't screw up. Burke Hosier. That's like my name. Can't mess that one up.
3rd down and 8. We'll see if the Bulldogs can not mess this one up. Stratton Carroll, the right side, breaks 2 tackles, fights forward. He may have the first down. A very nice run by Stratton Carroll to just keep going. Broke 2 tackles. It's going to be 4th down, or is it going to be first?
Kendall Shaw made the stop.
They're going to call first down. Don't even measure.
Kendall Shaw and Garrett Stanford made the stop for the Tigers.
Ball spots at the 37-yard line in Howe territory. It's Roger Tidwell.
He's all excited tonight.
And he's got the Michael Irvin going over there. Is that Michael Irvin or Roger Tidwell?
I don't know.
1st and 10, right to left. Wall under center. And looks like gave it to the first man through, I guess. That's that slot T. 9-yard carry for Jaden Matthews. And 2nd down and short coming up. We've got
Tackle made by
Go ahead.
2,
Connor Henderson made the stop. I'm sorry.
That's all right. We're at the 44-second mark here in the first quarter. 2nd down and about 1.5 yards. Elvington bringing in the play. And we'll see if we can get this one snapped. Looks like we probably will. Marshall walks to the line of scrimmage, only about 2 yards as they huddle very close to the line of scrimmage. Wall wants to throw the football on 1st down. Pressure, throws it out right side, and nice coverage as Tyler Grisham was trying to catch a touchdown there, but he was covered up pretty nicely on the outside edge, and I believe on the coverage was
Burke
Hosier.
Yeah.
The guy who's got a name like you.
That's right. And Ryan Benjamin, man, he was all over Brandon before he got that ball off.
3rd down and 1.5 yards. Everybody comes up tight. Wall under center. Hands off. First man through. Matthews has the first down. And about
Number 5, Jaden Matthews.
Maybe another yard.
Enough for a Bulldog first down.
And that's got to be the end of the first. 17. Well, we got 17 seconds. They're going to move the chains. We'll see if Howe even elects to send a play in. They do not. That is the end of the first quarter. Howe leads 15-0. We'll be back with more Howe Bulldog football in just a moment.
In this very football season, we will experience extreme heat followed by the changing of the leaves and finally feel the cold chill of the November rain. Life changes, and sometimes it changes too fast. When you lose a loved one, you need a place of comfort and trust. Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory of Van Alstyne will provide you with that care. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins invite you to talk to their caring staff. They take pride in their responsibility to lighten your burden as you take the first steps towards healing.
Carrie's Coffee Company in historic downtown Van Alstyne, next to the post office, is a full-scale coffee house serving all organic hot coffee, iced coffee, lattes, frappes, and many non-coffee beverages and baked goods. Carrie's Coffee Company is located at Highway 5 and 121 on the square, next to the post office. Come visit Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne. Open Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to noon, and 7 a.m. on Saturdays. Carrie's Coffee Company is Texas quality.
God, guts, and game.
We'll get back to that as the players are coming back out on the field. It is the second quarter, and the Bulldogs are up 15-0, unconventionally with a touchdown pass and an interception. No rushing touchdown so far. 1st and 10, and moving left to right now is Howe. Not much doing there on first down. As Wall keeps it, maybe gains 2 or 3, they'll give him forward progress to about the 48-yard line in Whitewright territory.
Ryan Benjamin and Jordan Bryan made the stop for the Tigers. What else can Tyler Grisham do? He's caught a pass, he's thrown a pass, kick return,
punt return,
rushing touchdown. What else can he do? Throw himself a pass?
I don't know. Maybe. Handoff, right side, Jaden Matthews, and he had a lot of running room, but he's going to be stopped by Hosier. And if it weren't for Hosier, Matthews might have gone to the house, and we might be screaming right now, but it's 3rd and 4, rather, with the Bulldogs coming up to the line of scrimmage. Again, they huddle about 3 yards off. Clay Marshall is 3 yards off of the ball when they huddle. They bring the play in. He hears it and just leaves and goes straight to the line of scrimmage. Everybody else gets the play later. And this is going to be Carroll in motion. Handoff Matthews again, and he busts his way for a first down to the 40-yard line.
For the Bulldogs.
Mark Hosier and Jordan Bryan made the stop for the Tigers. But again, if they hadn't been there, he liable to have been gone.
First down.
And
he is excited tonight.
Rogers in a great mood tonight.
He is.
1st and 10, left to right. Carroll split out wide right. Now he goes in motion. And Wall is going to fake the hand, wants to throw the ball down the field. Look out, Carroll. And he could not bring it in. He had a man right in his face. Some contact was there, but no flags. They're going to call it incomplete. We'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Bulldogs. And again, Howe does their damage in the second quarter.
Right.
So look out here on 2nd down and 10. Whitewright substituting several players in and out. Howe will bring in Landry Elvington to run the play in. Quickly to the line of scrimmage. And this is going to be Carroll in the reverse. And about a yard, maybe 2, inside the 40 to the 38-yard line.
Number 22,
Mark Hosier made the stop.
Picking up 2 on the play.
Man, I just don't know why all of a sudden those speakers are so much louder on the PA, on our crowd mic.
Maybe the new system they got.
Could be. Might be it. 3rd and about 8 inside the Whitewright 38. 2 slot back look. 1 man in the backfield. Brent Masters going to get the carry. Looking to the far side. He's fast. Flag down. He gains.
Number 17, Brent
well, he doesn't gain anything. He gets back to the line of scrimmage.
We have a penalty
Kendall Shaw made the stop.
Personal foul. Chop block is the call against the Bulldogs.
Well, you can hear Roger plain and clear right there.
Well,
chop block.
The headset come off.
That's never a good sign.
No, it's not.
4th down now for Howe. Needing about 8 here for a first down. This offense obviously capable.
Penalty was declined.
of going to the house just about, on any play.
8 yards to go for
Well,
a first down.
We talked about this before. What's the gambler do?
Well, the gambler brings in Stump Matthews on 4th down here, and the gambler is going to go for it.
We come up aces. We, what do you got? You got to try.
Here comes Wall to the center, and he'll hand off Tyler Grisham, brought down. No aces on this one as the defense is going to check back into the game. Turnover on downs. Whitewright will take over at their own 36.
Connor Henderson made the stop for the Tigers.
Take over, 1st and 10.
Number 2.
And there is 9:17 on the second quarter clock here as Whitewright takes over. Again, Howe leading 15-0. Bulldogs defense out there just waiting for the Tigers to come out, and now they do. Come straight to the line of scrimmage. No need to huddle up. Shaw stands in shotgun formation as the Tigers for the first time now will move right to left. And this will be a fake in the hand. And Shaw's going to be brought backwards. Thrown down by Helpenstill. Just slung backwards.
Number 1, Kendall Shaw, in the backfield.
We've talked about him in the last couple of weeks. Mike Helpenstill he's coming on here at the end of the year.
5-yard loss will bring up 2nd down and 15 for the Dogs.
He's just a junior, isn't he? Or a sophomore. No, he's a junior. He'll be back next year.
A lot of these kids will be back next year. Levi Merzinski will graduate. Nick Wilson will graduate. And Zach Blevins will graduate. And this is going to be Shaw running up the middle, brought down about the line of scrimmage. They're going to give him a yard forward progress. 3rd and 14 coming up for Whitewright with the 8:26 mark here in the second quarter.
Jacob Taylor brought him down.
Brought down by Jacob Taylor, 51. 3rd down.
Man, we could just
we got to be quick.
We could just be silent. And,
right.
That's coming through pretty loud and clear. We're going to have to move our crowd, Mike. I think that's the thing. We're just going to have to move it.
All right. We can move to we'll have to move it.
Maybe I can move it on the other side.
Yeah.
3rd and 14. Shaw, shotgun, drops back 1 step, looks down the field. Now trapped and brought down in the backfield. Guess who that one was?
Ty Portman.
Portman again, another sack. Will bring up 4th down and very long. And this is definite punt time for the Whitewright Tigers.
Number 34, Ty Portman.
So Portman with the sack.
4th down, 20 yards to go for the Tigers.
And now Whitewright will punt. Howe's about to get the football back in pretty good shape as Grisham will stand right about the 43-yard line. And the punt's going to be a wobbly end-over-end kick. Take a good Whitewright bounce, and he's going to field it at the 37-yard line. Coming left side, now up the middle, breaks a few tackles, just over midfield to the other 47-yard line. And Howe will take over, we'll call it 48, and Howe will take over there, 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs, left to right from their Whitewright 48-yard line.
Brandon Ritchie brought him down for the Tigers.
7:09 on the second quarter clock, and Howe looking for more here, up 15-0. Trying to punch it in again. Stump Matthews comes on the field.
There's a lot of people here for a Thursday night. Good crowd. You wouldn't even know it was Thursday.
I still don't realize it's Thursday. Man in motion is Carroll, and jumping off sides, just moving a little bit early, Matt Griffin.
Thrown before the play.
So that'll back it up 5 yards.
Movement before the snap.
Again, if some of y'all that were here, you're listening to this on the replay,
first down.
If some of y'all, you need to check out Jack Walker on the Howe School song. That's something else. I mean, the cheerleaders made him do the House School song with the bulldog paw and all that. He was getting into it.
He was getting into it. That's
1st and 15, man in motion. Carroll, he got the toss. He's coming near side, looking for a block. Didn't get that block, and it's going to be brought down. It was Tyler Grisham trying to get a block on the outside corner, and that block, Connor Henderson fought through Tyler Grisham and ended up making the stop there on Stratton Carroll.
Looks like Jacob Taylor's going to check in for Tyler for Morrow. He lost his helmet on that play.
You asked, what can Grisham not do? Well, hey, on that one play, he didn't block. Just one time. 2nd down and 13 coming up. Man in motion is Carroll. Wall's going to keep it around the middle, and he's going to gain about 4 or 5 yards up to about the 47-yard line.
Number 7,
Jordan
Brandon
Bryan.
Wall.
6:18 on the clock. 3rd and 9 coming up.
Jordan Bryan made the stop for the
Stop made by number
Tigers.
54.
That's right. Carroll comes off to the sideline and fixes his, looks like a knee brace or something over there. Looks like he's going to be okay. He's walking fine. Whistles will blow before this one can get underway. We've got a timeout. We will take 1-2 back in a moment with more Howe Enterprise. More Howe Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.
Gary's Coffee Company in historic downtown Van Alstyne, next to the post office, is a full-scale coffee house serving all organic hot coffee, iced coffee, lattes, frappes, and many non-coffee beverages and baked goods. Gary's Coffee Company is located at Highway 5 and 121 on the square, next to the post office. Come visit Gary's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne. Open Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to noon, and 7 a.m. on Saturdays. Gary's Coffee Company is Texas quality.
God, guts, and game. That's the 3 G's in 3G brand. 3G Brand's handcrafted American-made, in fact Howe-made blankets were rated by Horseback Magazine as one of the top 7 Christmas gifts in America. These blankets are in deer stands and stadium bleachers all over America, and they come right here from Howe, Texas. We're talking about hunting blankets, stadium blankets, and throws. Get that early black and white blanket just in time for the cold games in November. 3gbrand.com. God, guts, and game.
Welcome back. As the teams are coming back out on the field, there's 5:58 left to go before the half. Howe up 15-0, and facing a 3rd and 9 situation right here. Cooper Akins is in the game as the slot back, and Tyler Grisham the other slot. Jaden Matthews the fullback. Akins goes in motion, and now flags will fly before this one can get underway, and headsets come off. And Dale West is not happy now. He puts the headset back on.
5-yard penalty.
Look like they got that one of those slot backs for moving early.
3rd and 14. And now Harvey will check into the game. And he'll split out. Actually, he'd be the flanker on the left side. Wall under center. Akins in motion. This is Grisham on the near side. Cuts it up. Going to be close to a 1st down. Just short of it, though, at the 40-yard line. Going to be about a yard and a half short after about a 12.5-yard gain. So 4th down coming up, and the Riverboat Gambler will probably go for it here.
Yeah, I would. I mean, that's, we've done it all the other time. Well, might as well.
Brennan Ross checks into the game. And he'll be the tight end on the left side. Everybody up quickly to the line of scrimmage. Man in motion. It's going to be a handoff right side, and that's Jaden Matthews. 1st down to the 36-yard line.
Jaden Matthews picking up a 1st down.
Jordan Bryan and Burke Hosier made the stop for the Tigers.
Ball will now go to the 36-yard line, moving left to right. Landry Elvington bringing in the play, 1st and 10. Clock's at the 5:09 mark.
Yeah, Matthews threw a pretty good punishing hit himself.
Wall to Masters on the far side. He's brought down at the line of scrimmage. A flag comes down at the end of this one from the back judge.
We have a penalty flag thrown.
Thinking it looked like it might have been a face mask.
Well, the officials seem to indicate just that. Personal foul. Face mask against Whitewright.
Called against the Tigers.
You hear an echo?
Yeah, I hear that echo. I think they copy us. I really do. I still think there's somebody right here with a cup.
Yeah.
Listening. Matter of fact, it's probably Senator Seagroves.
Senator Seagroves over there, yeah.
15-yard
What in the world does he do over there in that booth? There's only like 4 guys over there. He can't shake hands with everybody in there just all night.
Right. I don't know what he does. I think he just hangs out and, somebody called his bluff. And
I bet he's just a nervous twitch in there. He's just twitching because he's needing somebody to shake hands with.
Right. He'll be out here in a second. He'll hear us.
1st and 10, left to right. from the 20-yard line. It's going to be Grisham around the left end, now cuts it inside up to the 15-yard line. A 5-yard gain, second down and 5 coming up.
Tyler Grisham.
Again, Coach Steve Simmons gave the pep talk to the team before the game tonight, and we understand that the hammer came down. And those of you that have seen those inspiring speeches by Coach Steve Simmons with the hammer know exactly what I'm talking about, and that happened tonight. Here is Wall running around the right side, nothing doing there. Almost looked like a busted play as right in his face was Shaw as he turned around along with Connor Henderson. So it'll bring up 3rd and long here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it looked like he might have muffled the snap just a little bit. He was trying to regain it.
So 3rd and we'll call it 8 with 3:46 and rolling right before the half.
I think I found my nemesis. I hope he doesn't make any tackles. I'll never get this one right.
Wall under center. Handoff near side. Cooper Akins surges forward. And I thought for a moment he had a seam, but they'll spot him at the 15.
Carrying for the
John Hill.
4th.
Oh, he made this.
4th and 5. Uh-oh, here comes Pam Kirby. Everybody be quiet.
Andrew. Okay, I'm not even going to pronounce it because I don't want you laughing at me.
4th and 4.5. Wall under center. And he will hand to Stratton Carroll. And he'll jump over one defender. And coming up with the football is Whitewright. But they're going to say Carroll was down.
A little short.
It was Burke Hosier who came up with the football. But that'll be a turnover on downs. And Whitewright will take over at their own 12-yard line.
12-yard line.
So Howe's offense not really looking like the offense that we are accustomed to seeing. There's 2:57 on the clock. Boy, Coach West not happy at all. At all. I don't know if you could hear that screaming going on, but that was Coach West.
Oh, Jacob
center.
Taylor. What a hit.
This was a handoff right up the middle, and Taylor was right there to knock him down immediately.
He went through a hole big enough to drive a fire truck.
So here we are, the defense has done its job. It's playing outstanding football, while the offense
Jacob Taylor
got off to that great start throwing the football, which is odd.
Defensive play.
Have kind of, sputtered a little bit here in the second quarter when they normally dominate the second quarter. So kind of different, but leading 15-0 in this football game. Shaw in shotgun. He'll run right side looking for a seam and is brought down almost immediately. Jacob Taylor right there, 2:14 on the clock, and the teams are leaving the field. Looks like a timeout has been called. We'll take 1-2 back in a moment. With more Howe Bulldog football.
Timeout.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic and Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only, where you get great food and big smiles. And a little message for all our Howe football players. Go, Bulldogs fight, Bulldogs win, win, win. Because it's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Two new businesses, Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium, have joined downtown Howe at 107 and 109 East Haining Street. These two antique and gift shops offer vintage items that are rarely available in the Howe area. Their prices will definitely please shoppers. Come enjoy a unique shopping experience at Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium. Go Dogs!
It's going to be Shaw rolling out right side, brought down.
Mike Heppenstall.
At about the line of scrimmage, 4th down coming up.
Jones dropped behind the line of scrimmage.
And it appears now Howe's going to call a timeout.
Great pressure put on by the Bulldog defense. Mike Heppenstall making the top stop.
We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be right back.
Bulldog timeout.
Abby's Restaurant is family owned and run. They have the cure for all your home cooking cravings. Chicken fried steak, loaded baked potato, bacon patty melt, grilled chicken salad, cheese fries, jalapeno stuffed peppers, and more. Don't forget to save room for that cheesecake and cobbler with ice cream. We know you're going to love the food and the service. Abby's Restaurant in downtown Howe. Give them a call, 903-487-8860. Abby's Restaurant.
Sweetie Pies in Van Alstyne is a
We'll get back to Sweetie Pies in just 1 second, as there's 2:04 on the clock before the half, and I've got to get to the restroom now. I'm starting to do a little dancing up here.
He got the boogie going up here with no music.
I got to go. Stop calling timeouts.
Stephen, will you go tell them we're calling timeout?
Stop. Tell them to stop. And here's a punt. It's going to be an end-over-end wobbly punt. Goes over Tyler Grisham's head all the way back into Howe territory at the 40-yard line. He picks it up there, tries to find a block, goes far side, and a young man grabs his ankle. Howe will start at the own 40-yard line. Hey,
Bert Kosher.
3-yard
do
line.
you think you could take it here?
Oh, I can take it. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out something anyway, whether we're right or wrong. Stephen can get on that other side. We can talk. Looks like Clay Marshall breaks the huddle. Brandon Wall goes under center. Hands the ball off to Masters. Or is that? No, that's Jaden Matthews.
Jaden Matthews.
Gained about 5 yards.
Gain of 6 on the play.
What? Close. 5, 6. Devin Caraway made the stop. Stratton Carroll coming to the outside edge.
Stratton Carroll, number
down
22.
Just before the first down marker.
For the Bulldogs, we have a penalty flag thrown.
Tackle made by Connor Henderson.
Personal foul.
Looks like we have
Blocking
another chop block on the Bulldogs.
Below the waist.
Golly.
Against the Bulldogs.
Yeah, those are 15-yarders now. They started doing that instead of spot fouls. They're 15 no matter what. Backs them up to the 38-yard line. Makes it second and, 15? Second and 14?
Second and 14.
Seth Seabolt comes in with the play.
You know, I don't really think that they counted it off correctly.
I don't think they did either. Brandon Wall back to pass. Throw a screen pass to Stratton Carroll, who was thrown for a loss of about 4 yards.
Carroll.
Looks like we're third.
However, there is a
about
loss on the
17 or 18.
Yeah, Michael, I believe what they did is just marked it off 10 yards.
Did they?
I guess that's a break for us.
Yeah, that's a good break for us.
Although it does bring up third and long.
Third and way long. Got 47 seconds left on the clock. 16 on the play clock. Brendan Ross runs the play in. Bulldogs break. Brent Masters gets the catch.
Well, I can't wait to hear.
And hey, we did okay.
I can't wait to go back and listen to that. I was thinking about running down there, and all I could think about was, man, I can't wait to hear this.
Right. Hey, we did a good job.
We're going to take a quick timeout, as the Bulldogs have too. Let's keep it here. There's only 24 seconds.
Right.
And I'm a little bit out of breath, but that's better than the alternative.
Right.
That's out of something else.
That's true.
That timeout is
okay.
the third and
What did I
final
miss?
timeout.
Well, we have.
I incorrectly credited a timeout to Whitewright when
we
it
have
was actually a
through screen pass for a loss. We got a block in the back. We had a first down. Had a block in the back. Brought it back. 15. We think they marked it off wrong. And we just kind of struggled from that point right there. And we're looking at 4th and 17.
So you're talking about the Bulldogs struggled there?
Yes, sir.
Not
Bulldogs
you guys.
Struggled. No, we did good. We don't know. We were perfect.
Good.
Well, we were perfect in our world anyway.
Well, there's 24 seconds left.
We couldn't mess it up too bad.
Nah. It looks like it didn't miss much.
No, it didn't move much from where it was.
Well, I guess the original line of scrimmage was the 43 there from where they had it a moment ago, so I'll make my correction as I thought it was the 40. As Howe comes back on the field. Whitewright already on the field. Nick Wilson on fourth down looks like he's going to do some punting here. Strategic punting with 24 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, because we get the ball back after half. So.
Wilson, who was called Mr. Touchdown today, boots this one away. Gets a nice roll at
Nick
the end
Wilson
and will go out of bounds
at
the 29-yard line on the Whitewright end of the field.
At the 29-yard line.
So that's where Whitewright will start with 16 seconds on the clock before the half.
What's in the box? He didn't bring us nothing, did he? Can we hold him for ransom right there? We'll stop him. We'll just take it away from him.
Let's see. Chips.
Yeah, see?
Okay, 1st and 10 for Whitewright, moving right to left now with 16 seconds on the clock before the half. 3 receivers to the far side. Going to try to get a cheap touchdown out of this. 1 on the near side. Portman's going to rush. You can see him coming. And it's going to be a handoff and nothing doing there by Henderson, who gets the carry. They spread everybody out, try to run it up the middle, and it'll be a yard loss.
Jacob Taylor and Andrew Griffin in on the stop.
And that's going to be the end of the first half. How? You thought you might be leading more than 15-0 here, especially when they scored on the first 2 opportunities. But I have a feeling there's going to be a few conversations at the half, as I don't think they were anticipating just 15-0. Back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football.
Sweetie Pies in Van Alstyne is expanding their great fried pie menu and including vintage candies and boiling sodas made with real sugar cane. You can also order your Spirit Pops black and white candy popcorn. Want to try a slice of cake? You can do that too. It's the fried pies and cookies that's made Sweetie Pies a North Texas treat. Place an order anytime. 972-821-1508. Sweetie Pies is located facing the railroad tracks in downtown Van Alstyne.
What is Cavender Home Theater? Do we only do those big fancy media rooms? Heck no. We started in 1978 installing TV antennas. Guess what? We still do and get over 40 Dallas channels that way for our customers. Along the way, we had requests to install speakers, mount TVs, or install dish, so now we do it all. From hooking up a TV with a soundbar to whole house audio with all the bells and whistles. Visit CavenderHT.com to see all we have to offer or call 903-892-3499.
The Howe Athletic Booster Club invites you to become a supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
The type of kids we have, they're just hard workers and do anything you ask.
Memberships are $25 and will be available at all home games. All proceeds benefit high school and middle school athletic programs. Please join the Howe Athletic Booster Club in our efforts to support our hometown kids.
When people come here, it's something they can be proud of.
When it comes to Howe, Bill French Properties is 100% invested to the economic and residential growth for Howe. They also provide commercial and farm and ranch services. Bill French Properties provides buyer representation free of charge and provides every service from mortgages to credit repair to skilled craftsmen and inspections. Visit BillFrenchProperties.com or give him a call at 903-893-BILL. Bill French Properties, realtors that you can trust. Servicing Grayson and North Collin County.
Welcome back to Bulldog Stadium, where there was a lot of electricity in the air to start this football game. It kind of lagged out, but Howe won the toss and then elected to defer, which gave Whitewright the ball. After the onside kick attempt, Whitewright took it at their own 49-yard line. And immediately it was Winston Moss who picked off a pass and went 65 yards to the house to make it 6-0. And then on the 2-point conversion, they didn't kick the PAT for Honaker. They went for 2, and Tyler Grisham threw the ball in the end zone for Seth Seabolt, and Howe led 8-0 with 9:24 left to go in the first quarter. Whitewright took it again, And after another onside attempt, took it at their own 48-yard line. Ended up punting on that possession. Howe took it at their own 20, and one play went 80 yards when Tyler Grisham threw it to Nick Wilson, a wide-open Wilson, who took it to the house. And with the Honaker PAT, Howe led 15-0 with only about 4 minutes and 34 seconds left or gone in the game. So 4 minutes and 34 seconds gone in the game. Howe leads 15-0. Here we are at the half. Still that way. The next possession by Whitewright started at their own 30-yard line with 7:16 left to go in the first. Zach Blevins picked off the pass. It was Howe's second interception of the first quarter. That gave Howe the ball at their own 26-yard line. And eventually Howe would turn the ball over on downs to Whitewright at their own 36. And then a Portman sack forced a Whitewright punt. And then Howe again turned it over on downs. The offense sputtering a little bit tonight against the 3-5 Whitewright team. So a little unexpected by the Bulldogs so far this evening. Whitewright took the ball again at their own 12-yard line, punted it once again, and then Howe got it at their own 43, and Wilson punted it back to Whitewright. So this is not something that we've typically seen out of Howe here recently, as we are at the half, and it's 15-0. And Whitewright is doing their performance. No band. Well, they are going to bring out their band in just a moment, but right now they're doing some kind of Halloween presentation with either their cheerleaders or drill team or something like that. I'm not sure exactly what that is. Regardless, we are at the half. We do want to let you listen to the Howe band momentarily, but it looks like Whitewright's going to go first. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll come back with more halftime action.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
In this very football season, we will experience extreme heat followed by the changing of the leaves and finally feel the cold chill of the November rain. Life changes, and sometimes it changes too fast. When you lose a loved one, you need a place of comfort and trust. Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory of Van Alstyne will provide you with that care. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins invite you to talk to their caring staff. They take pride in their responsibility to lighten your burden as you take the first steps towards healing.
Carrie's Coffee Company in historic downtown Van Alstyne, next to the post office, is a full-scale coffee house serving all organic hot coffee, iced coffee, lattes, frappes, and many non-coffee beverages and baked goods. Carrie's Coffee Company is located at Highway 5 and 121 on the square, next to the post office. Come visit Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne. Open Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to noon, and 7 a.m. on Saturdays. Carrie's Coffee Company is Texas quality.
Well, we are here at halftime, and Whitewright is about to bring their band on to the field. And we are just going to let you listen to both bands here at the half. Right now, looks like there's about 20 minutes left in the half. We'll see if we make it all the way through that. I don't think it will be, as it doesn't take that long for both bands to perform, but here we go.
The band is under the direction of Richard Knaby, Jennifer Fullen, and Helen Moore, with field direction by drum majors Justin Davis and Leland Freer. For your halftime entertainment in the spirit of Halloween, the band would like to perform The Jewel and the Dragon by Randall Standridge in costumes. The first movement is entitled The Heroes of the Kingdom, with mellophone solo by senior Leland Freer. The second movement is entitled A Prayer for Victory, with baritone solo by junior Trey Johnson. The third movement is entitled The Old Festival, with flute solo by junior Megan Barnhurst, which will be followed by the final movement, The Dragon Triumph. Sit back and enjoy The Jewel and the Dragon.
Roger, he said, should I say it? Should I say when you ran out?
Ladies and gentlemen, now introducing the area qualifying Howe High School Marching Band, the pride of Howe. And council members are President Ariana Smith, Senior Vice President Lindsey Kruger, Junior Representatives Kaylee Dwyer and Brett Masters, Sophomore Representative Addie Casina, Freshman Representative Michaela Doty, Secretary Casey Taylor, Librarian Natalie Honore, Loading Captain Lionel Smith, and Guard Captain Ashley Ellis. Each week the directors recognize 2 students for their outstanding efforts. This week's Rookie of the Week is Michaela Doty. And Bandson of the Week is her twin sister Jessica. Band is under the field direction of Senior Drum Major Jessica Doty. Tonight the band will perform for you their UIL contest show Le Petit Jardin, the Little Garden. Movements include English Garden, Japanese Garden, Primitive Gardens, and Majestic Gardens. Feature soloists are Ariana Smith and Kaylee Dwyer. Drum Major, is your band ready?
God, Guts, and Game. That's the 3Gs in 3G brand. 3G Brands handcrafted American-made, in fact Howe-made blankets were rated by Horseback Magazine as one of the top 7 Christmas gifts in America. These blankets are in deer stands and stadium bleachers all over America, and they come right here from Howe, Texas. We're talking about hunting blankets, stadium blankets, and throws. Get that early black and white blanket just in time for the cold games in November. 3gbrand.com. God, Guts, and Game.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic and Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only, where you get great food and big smiles. And a little message for all our Howe football players. Go, Bulldogs fight, Bulldogs win, win, win. Because it's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Well, we are back. That was a masterful performance by the band, and now the cheerleaders have to do their performance. And Coach Hudson, he's been wanting to go for quite some time now. The players are stretching in the end zone, and he's kind of walking around like, "Come on!"
Right.
And that the band had their big performance.
Yeah,
they brought out all their props and everything. Now that the finals are over, they advanced in the area championship, made the finals, but lost by 3 points in the very last round. Did not advance to state, but they did put on their big show tonight. It was fabulous. It was a great show, but I think the football team was ready for it to be done. They're ready to get back on the football field.
Right.
We talked to one of the coaches at halftime. Wes Roden, who was the former Whitewright Tigers head coach last year. We talked to him, and he said, "Hey, everything's fixable. It's okay. We talked at half. We got the offense fixed. Everything's fixable." So it didn't sound like there was a lot of screaming and yelling or anything like that at half. It just sounds like they cleaned up some stuff, and we'll see what happens here in the second half and see if that is, in fact, the case. Now, some familiar faces over here in Howe at Bulldog Stadium. Patrick Mullins, the former Bulldog, as here come the Bulldogs on the field. But Patrick Mullins, a 1990 graduate here at Howe. He is a coach now for the Whitewright Tigers, is in the booth on the far side. Of course, his mother is here tonight. And Betty Mullins had her picture made with my wife and some others here in the stands tonight. So I know one thing, Betty Mullins, a former teacher here at Howe, her son may be coaching for Whitewright, but she's on this side of the stands. I noticed that. And maybe she's not here now, but she was.
Our winner is Steve Hodge.
And I'm going to say one more thing about the Mullins family, which I really respect them quite a bit. Now, everybody that knows me knows that I have a little bit of problem with the red being introduced around here in our black and white. You know, I just can't help it. I can't help myself. I just don't like it. Well, Patrick Mullins' mother, Betty Mullins, was in charge of the highlighters back in the 80s. And she started that mess.
Putting the red in?
She started it. So, Patrick came over here a minute ago and said, "Hey, don't even talk about me. Don't even talk about me." Well, I'm not going to talk about you. I'm going to talk about your mama.
Right. Well.
That'll make him mad.
Nah.
Well,
all in fun.
The Bulldogs, it is, and the Bulldogs deferred in the first for the first half. They won the coin toss and deferred, so they will receive here to start the second half. Howe moving left to right, and looking to tee this one up for Whitewright. It's going to be Hunter Slow. They break out of the kick huddle.
There's Miss Doty.
And looks like 5 yards away. Slow's going to walk towards the ball. Now run to it. Now kick it away. A low line drive kick. Masters tries to field it over the shoulder catch, and he finally does at about the 18-yard line, coming up the far side. Bang down hard. He keeps his feet, however, and still springs free and crosses the 35. And Howe will start at about the 37-yard line after a nice run by Masters of not ever stopping.
If you don't wrap him up, he's going to run over you, spin off, and keep going. You have got to. That's a fundamental tackle. If you hit him, you got to wrap up or he's just gone. He's just going to keep going.
So Howe will start at their own 38, we'll call it. Matthews is not in the game to start here, as Andrew Griffin is. And now he'll come off, and Matthews goes back in. So I'm not sure what that was about, but Matthews runs on the field and kind of just jogs. I say he runs. He just jogs on the field. Play clock at 14, and now the offense breaks the huddle, comes to the line of scrimmage. First down and 10 from their own 38-yard line, and now a flag down, an illegal
dead ball foul.
Looks like it's going to be against Howe. Legal motion.
Procedure called against the Dogs.
So that's not really the way to start the second half after you had the first half in which your offensive coordinator is not real happy. So now Andrew Griffin checks into the game.
Back on the field.
And Jaden Matthews checks out. And Stump Matthews checks in.
Wow, we got a lot of checking in and out.
And Landry Elvington checks in.
And Stratton
Carroll comes out. Well, it's like one of those clown cars.
Fruit basket turnover.
First and 15. Wall under center, left to right, handoff. Andrew Griffin lowers his shoulder, runs over one defender, and then surges forward for about a 6-yard gain. A great run by Griffin. He just attacked and punished the defender.
He did. He made him pay. Devin Caraway made the stop. Brent Masters checks back into the game, along with Brendan Ross.
We'll update the scoreboard here as we move into the third quarter. Now comes to the line of scrimmage. Wall under center. Sends a man in motion. That's Stratton Carroll. They're going to hand off to Matthews, and he'll run over right tackle for a first down. Crosses the 50 into Whitewright territory at the 49-yard line.
Kendall Shaw made the stop for the Tigers along with Kiefer Hansen.
So first and 10, left to right goes Howe with 11:06 on the third quarter clock, leading 15-0. And a nice quick score right here would do wonders to make Dale West breathe a little bit better. First and 10, left to right, Masters and Grisham. And here's Grisham over right tackle, cuts it up inside, takes one hit, and goes down after about 2.5 yards. Going to be brought down by Burke Hosier, along with a couple of others. Second down and 7 coming up.
Kendall Shaw as well as Kiefer Hansen.
And Stratton Carroll checks out of the game. Talking over there to, looks like Heath Grant, the assistant coach. Second down and 7. Wall handoff. Jaden Matthews hit initially, kept fighting forward, gains 2 or 3 yards. It's going to bring up a third and about 3.
Again, the ball carrier. Gain of 4 on the play.
Austin Bearden got a pretty good block there. Matthews followed him. And
Kendall Shaw and Burke Hosier made the stop for the Tigers.
Ball's at the 42-yard line in Whitewright territory, moving left to right. Harvey brings the play in. Marshall goes to the line of scrimmage. Everybody follows tight. Matthews in the backfield. And this is going to be a handoff to him, who gets the first down, fights, and gains enough yardage up to the 36-yard line. And now a late flag comes in.
Great block. After the play. Great block by Harvey.
Andrew Spitznagel.
Well, we're going to have to check and see which way this is going. It's going to be a personal foul. It will be a personal foul against Whitewright.
Against the Whitewright Tigers.
So Howe started at their own 37-yard line to open the half, and the ball will now be spotted inside about the 25. Let's see where they spot this. Inside the 25, probably more like the 23-yard line. Let's see where they spot this ball.
Result of the play.
23-yard, 22.5-yard line.
22-yard.
Brendan Ross checks into the game.
9:35 and rolling here in the third quarter. 15-0, Howe in the lead. Looking for more right here at the Whitewright 22. Wall with everybody tight. Brent Masters. If he'd have bounced that one out, he could have gone. Look, he may go anyway. Look out to the 10, to the 5. Kiss him goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas.
Great block by
number 17, Brent Masters.
He came up inside and then spun out outside. I thought for a moment if he'd have stayed out, he'd score. But as soon as I said that, he spun around and went outside.
Great blocking by Mason Murray and Mike Heppenstall.
So the Bulldogs on the board, 21-0, awaiting this PAT here, and are going to go for the one. It appears, as Honaker and Wilson will tee it up. Honaker's kick looks good, and it is 22-0. Howe in the lead with 9:19 left to go in the third. We'll be back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football.
Two new businesses, Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium, have joined downtown Howe at 107 and 109 East Haney Street. These two antique and gift shops offer vintage items that are rarely available in the Howe area. Their prices will definitely please shoppers. Come enjoy a unique shopping experience at Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium. Go Dogs!
Abby's Restaurant is family owned and run. They have the cure for all your home cooking cravings. Chicken fried steak, loaded baked potato, bacon patty melt, grilled chicken salad, cheese fries, jalapeno stuffed peppers, and more. Don't forget to save room for that cheesecake and cobbler with ice cream. We know you're going to love the food and the service. Abby's Restaurant in downtown Howe. Give them a call, 903-487-8860. Abby's Restaurant.
Honaker will boot this one. A pooch kick is going to be taken and fair caught at the 26-yard line. And Whitewright will start right there at their own 26 with 9:17 left to go here in the third quarter. Howe on top 22-0. And that was a much cleaner, crisper drive from the Howe offense than what we saw in the second quarter.
Yeah, it looked a lot better.
Do you think maybe throwing the football got them off?
Yeah,
did that mess them up a little bit?
I guess, because we hadn't thrown very much.
Yeah, coming into tonight's football game, Brandon Wall, 5 out of 12 on the year for 78 yards passing and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
and he didn't throw the ball tonight. It was
No.
Tyler Grisham. 3 receivers up top, 1 at the bottom. Shaw runs the option on the right side. He's just going to keep it. Tries to find the edge, and he does, being chased down and finally brought down by Helpenstell along with a couple of others. It'll be enough for a first down. A big gain of about 13 yards on first down will stop the ball at the 40, and the headsets come off for Zach Hudson, and he is hot.
Yeah, he doesn't like to give up on first downs.
It'll be 1st and 10, right to left, Whitewright. 2 men. Split out wide to the near side. Now one goes in motion. There's going to be a flag before this one can get underway. The man in motion for Whitewright was the slot back, Jacob Pleasant. And as soon as he went in motion, they threw the flag, and that's what it's going to be against, Pleasant in motion. And it'll bring up 1st and 15 for the Whitewright Tigers. Halloween week, and we have one crazy-looking Halloween moon coming up on the far side.
We do there on the far
Orange.
side.
Right through the trees, very Halloween looking.
Yeah, it's very big too.
First and 15, right to left. Same formation, 2 receivers down at the bottom. Shaw goes under center, handoff, first man through. Ritchie will gain about 4 yards, close to the original line of scrimmage at the 39-yard line. There is 8:29 enrolling here in the third quarter. Howe on top 22-0 as that crazy, creepy Halloween moon comes right over the trees.
Jacob Taylor made the stop for the Bulldogs.
Now we'll have to tell you about the eerie similarities between this team and the 1987 Howe Bulldog team, and we'll do that here throughout this second half as it's second down and about 9.5. Shotgun. Shaw gets it, fires it, throws it basically in the dirt. Threw a rocket at his slot receiver, Pleasant, who couldn't come up with the ball, and it falls incomplete. 3rd and 9.5. Now, the 1987 Howe Bulldogs and the 2015 Howe Bulldogs have some really strange similarities. Both 7-1, and they only lost to Pottsboro on the season. It was Jim Fryer's 3rd year in 87, and it's Zach Hudson's 3rd year here in 2015 as Shaw wants to throw, drops back, now wants to run around the right side of the pocket, now brought down by Moss, at the 45-yard line, short of the first down by about 5. It'll bring up 4th and about 5. And this is going to be an interesting decision for Whitewright, as not yet, about 4 yards short of midfield and facing a 4th and 4.
Yeah, they haven't been in this situation but a couple of times.
Yeah, this is one of those deals where if you keep punting, you have no shot.
Right.
You're gonna have to, and if you mess up here, you have no shot.
Right.
2 receivers either side. Shaw's now going to back up. He's going to punt this one away. Low snap, and he does have to punt it away. A high spiraling kick, going to bounce at about the 20. Get a great Tiger roll inside the 10, or did it go in the 10? Right at the 10. They'll spot it at the 9-yard line. So Howe will take over after the Whitewright punt at their own 9. So look out. Does this, every time something happens like this, it makes me think that somebody's about to go 91.
Right.
But the Howe Bulldogs in 87 had just graduated their 3rd all-time leading rusher in school history, Stephen Ogle. And this past year, the Bulldogs graduated Anthony Hawthorne. So same similarity, same type situation. The 87 Dogs had 4 shutouts in the season. The defense did. And this defense has 4 shutouts on the season. And here is a Wall going to hand off right side. Matthews trying to escape that outside edge. Couldn't do it. Shaw brings him down and then pumps his chest after Matthews gains 4.5 yards.
Gain of 4 on the play.
He was following Stratton Garrell and Seth Sebo.
Elvington checks in the play as that moon creeps over the trees.
It will be there shortly.
If only Michelle Carney, who takes so great photos, just get a shot of that. This is going to be Wall on the keeper, and he'll gain just maybe a yard or 2. They're going to be shy of the 20. He'll probably mark it at about the 16-yard line. So conservative here, deep in your own territory, is Dale West, and facing a 3rd and 3.
Peyton Jones and Clay Allman made the stop for the Tigers. Yeah, that moon's going to be over the top of them trees in about 5 minutes.
Everybody comes tight, 3rd and 3. Wall under center. He's going to hand. And I believe that's Griffin on the carry.
Yep.
Not going to get the first down. It's going to be 4th and maybe 2 after a yard gain. Not exactly what the offense was hoping for on that possession. As again, sputtering just a little bit on offense, and this was not expected tonight at all.
No, they struggled a little the first half. They come out looking pretty good the second half. Part of this quarter. Let's see how they'll turn it around.
Nick Wilson back to punt, stands at his own 2-yard line, and will get a high spiraling kick. Will bounce just shy of midfield. Now roll into Whitewright territory right at the 40-yard line. And that's where the Tigers will take over on their next possession at their own 40. There is 5:03 left on the clock here in the 3rd quarter.
Remaining in the 4th quarter.
Again, tomorrow night we have a change on the 5th quarter, do we not, Michael?
Do what? I'm sorry.
We have a change in the 5th quarter.
Yes, we do. 5th quarter is going to be tomorrow night. After all, they're going to go ahead and have it. They're going to have it from 8 to 10 at the First United Methodist Church here in Howe. It's open for 7th grade through 12th grade.
Mark it on your calendar. Tomorrow night. Also mark on your calendar November 7th, 6 p.m. at the Howe Fire Department. Save the Church, live auction and a silent auction. This is going to be Shaw handing off to the far side and having some great running room initially in a 9-yard gain for Bert Hosier. And, so far, Whitewright out executing here in the second half other than the first drive for Howe.
Yeah, Nick Wilson made the stop.
2nd down and less than 1 for Whitewright. Ball on the midfield stripe. Shaw, handoff up the middle. Ritchie gains about 4 to the 46-yard line.
Actually, I think it's Hosier. I think.
Colin Henderson carrying the ball.
No, that was Henderson. Colin Henderson, the sophomore. And that'll be a first down. There's so many Hendersons in Whitewright, and I played against a few, but they're everywhere. Every year there's a Henderson over there. And it used to be the Ballards. Played against a bunch of Ballards, and they were all great athletes. 1st and 10, right to left. Shaw goes, sends a man in motion. He's going to run to the near side, looking for a block. Gets one from Hosier, and can't escape the Tyler Grisham, who drags down Shaw right at the line of scrimmage. And now Shaw gets up, and Tyler Grisham gets up a little quickly. There's some mouthing going on down there, and looks like Zach Hudson, really proud of him, hits him on the head, sends him back out on the field.
Yeah,
there's some jawing going down on there.
There was. Looked like his coach here. One coach separated Tyler and the running back, but you know, there's a lot of emotion, and when you're
Shaw got up really angry.
He did,
and I guess Grisham was able to control himself a little bit, and they sent him back on the field. 2nd down and 13 after the 3-yard loss. Shaw wants to throw, setting up the screen. It's incomplete. Flag down. We'll check the flag. It's in the backfield, in the vicinity of a hold, and it's going to be a hold against Whitewright. So even further, backing that up, is it going to be 3rd and 13, or are they going to take the penalty? We'll see what Coach Hudson wants to do here. They could back it up. Depends on the spot, if it's a spot foul. And Hartsfield will check in. Andrew Griffin checks out. They're going to back him up. It's going to be 2nd down and longer for Whitewright
against the Tigers.
So Hudson decides to back them up to the 41-yard line in their own territory with 3:22 left to go in the 3rd. So it's going to be 2nd and
a ton.
About 13 or, about 23.
3rd down, 23 yards for the Tigers.
Whitewright's been in this situation twice tonight already. Penalties are key.
3 receivers up top, 1 at the bottom. Shaw rolls right, wants to throw, setting up the screen. It's incomplete.
Yeah, he got rid of that one quick because he heard Ty Portman coming.
The defense of the Howe Bulldogs is starting to wear down the Tigers, and you can almost hear the words "uncle" coming from the offensive line of the Whitewright Tigers. As it appears right now that they don't want any more.
Right. Tanner Hartsfield checked out. Andrew checked back in.
3rd and about 23 or so right here. Looking over to the sideline, the Shaw taking all kinds of time. 3 receivers to the right. Shaw wants to look left. Now flushed out of the pocket. Brought down in the backfield. He'll surge forward, but it'll still be a 1-yard loss. A helmet comes off, and that's Stump Matthews. He has to check out as Hartsfield will come back on the field. It'll be 4th down for Whitewright. They'll punt this one away. Clock rolling at 2:48 in the 3rd quarter. Howe on top, 22-0.
Tristan Matthews and Jacob Taylor made that stop.
Doing the punting for the Tigers is going to be Peyton Jones. Will stand at his own 27-yard line. Boom this kick away. A wobbly kick going to bounce at about the 30. Grisham thinks about it for a moment and then lets it go, and it will roll down at the 26-yard line. Howe will take over at their own 26. There is 2:21 rather left on the clock, and another Whitewright punt. And Howe, you need to see something here from the offense. I know it's one of those things where it wasn't too long ago. 22 points would have been amazing. We'd be all happy that Howe scored 22 points, but those days are gone. And this is Wall. He wants to keep it and pitch it out right side to Carroll. Look out. He's got the 25, got the 30, brought down at the 40-yard line by Shaw. They'll actually spot him at the 41, so a nice gain there by Carroll of about 13 yards, picking up the 1st down and moving the sticks. A very shady full moon over in the eastern sky above the trees. Not exactly full, but it's that Halloween moon. Beautiful over those trees over there. It looks like what you'd see in one of those Halloween cards or something. Here's a handoff. Grisham over left tackle now pulls it forward up the middle. And he's going to gain about 8 yards.
25, Tyler Grisham.
And at this point, now runs like this, back-to-back runs like this, and the defensive line can start to say uncle at some point, because when you start wearing out 8-yard gains, 13-yard gains, that's when defenses start to crumble, and we'll see what happens. It's 2nd down and 2 right here for the Bulldogs. Seth Seabolt checks in. Everybody hustles to the line of scrimmage. You got to love that hustle. And here's Wall, handoff. Jaden Matthews pops out, trying to get across the first down marker. Not sure if he did or not.
Number 5, Jaden Matthews.
The line judge initially was marking like he got it, and then he started walking backwards a little bit. That's going to be pretty close. I don't think he got it, though, but are they going to pull the chains? I don't think he got it.
Official timeout call.
Jordan Bryant made a stop.
Measurement.
They're going to measure this, but I don't think he's got it. I mean,
it's going to be really close.
I guess it could be closer than what I'm seeing. I do have Mr. Magoo eyes, but I thought initially there's no way that was the first down, but now it appears it very well could be. We'll see.
Right. Well, while they're measuring, we talk a lot about these running backs, but on that play, you had Clay Marshall and Mason Murray 5 yards down the field blocking.
Braswell called it. Braswell looked at me and said, hey, it's going to be this far. And actually, it was about, instead of being an inch, it was 2 inches. So just a little bit short.
But, when your offensive line is 5 yards down the field blocking, that defense they're getting tired. They're hollering uncle.
3rd and 2 inches. Quarterback sneaks, got it. And a lot of times when Wall goes to quarterback sneak, sometimes he breaks the whole thing. He didn't that time. He does gain 3. They'll spot the ball at about the 46-yard line in Whitewright territory.
Ryan Benjamin made the stop.
We're getting close to the 4th quarter as we're just about at the 1-minute mark. 1st and 10, left to right, the Bulldogs.
Yeah, he followed Clay Marshall, and, you got Clay in front of you throwing a block. He's going to clear some holes.
1st and 10, Wall. In motion is Grisham. He'll get the toss. Coming near side, looking for a block from Jaden Matthews. Gets a block, but too far to the out-of-bounds side and a late hit. Grisham takes a pop out of bounds, but no flags. He gets enough for a first down. A nice run there. But, man, that looked like an injury waiting to happen as Grisham had somebody take out his left leg, and he was out of bounds. Very close to being a penalty. It'll be 1st and 10.
Jaden Matthews and Brent Masters both were out throwing blocks ahead of him. They clearing them. They're sealing them ends off.
Ball at the 31-yard line of Whitewright. Howe taking their time. 28 seconds on the clock. Dylan Moreau in the backfield. And this is going to be Masters around the left side. Hole was open for just a moment, but it closed quickly as Richie was right there to help out.
Peyton Jones made the stop for the Tigers.
2nd down and 10 coming up as Stratton Carroll checks back in. Are they going to be able to get one off? I don't think they are. 3, 2, and 1. And around these parts, they call it Bulldog Quarter, and it is that. We're headed to the 4th. Howe up 22-0. Back in a moment.
And that's the end of the 3rd.
Sweetie Pies in Van Alstyne is expanding their great fried pie menu and including vintage candies and boiling sodas made with real sugar cane. You can also order your Spirit Pops black and white candy popcorn. Want to try a slice of cake? You can do that too. It's the fried pies and cookies that's made Sweetie Pies a North Texas treat. Place an order anytime. 972-821-1508. Sweetie Pies is located facing the railroad tracks in downtown Van Alstyne.
There are hundreds of reasons to sign up for Dish because you love TV. But the main one is because Dish is the best value starting at just $19.99 a month for 12 months. Call Cavender Home Theater, your local Dish authorized retailer, to get family favorites at a great price. Call now, 903-892-3499, or go to CavenderTV.com for details. With personal service from your neighborhood expert, your TV and your wallet will love you. Class of 1974. Go Bulldogs!
Well, I'll tell you what, so strange. There's a pastor of First Baptist Church Dorchester right here. It's Stephen Dedman. And I tell you what, I've never seen somebody look more like their dad than that guy right there. It's identical. He's a carbon copy. It's like 1985 all over again. Bill Dedman here in the stands.
He's a great guy, too.
I keep waiting for Steven to yell out, "Way to go!"
Yeah. He's a good guy.
Great guy. That Dedman family, they're great people. Went to school with Trey. And, still like to grow up and be like Trey Dedman.
Brendan Ross checks into the game.
Flipping it around right to left now. Go the Howe Bulldogs. Man in motion is Carroll. And this is going to be Matthews on the carryover left tackle. And he pops one defender. And I tell you, I'll give you this. The Whitewright Tigers are giving it everything they have in this football game. That's a gain of about 3.5. But the Tigers, they came into this football game going to give it their best shot. And they've done that. They haven't really let up at all. Now, I know that the Bulldogs can wear you down offensively and defensively, but I see no letdown at this point from that Tiger defense.
Them Bulldogs will. They'll run you till they run you to the ground.
3rd and 7, Wall under center. And this is going to be Carroll on the carry on the right side, and he bumps out of one and finally brought down after about a 6 or 7 yard gain, about a 6 yard gain. It's going to be just short of the first down, I believe. It's going to be a 4th down and probably 1, as now they'll set the sticks, and it's about less than 1. 10:57 here in the 4th.
Timeout on the field.
Are we going to have another official timeout? Are they going to measure this?
Yep.
I didn't think it was that close. I thought it was at least a good 1 yard away, but apparently they're gonna try to measure it and see what happens out of this. About to pull the sticks. And what do you got, Mr. Braswell? About a foot? About a foot. So Howe's going to need a foot here on 4th down. Now they bring the ball to the middle of the field on the hash, and they're going to measure it, make sure it's exactly where it needs to be, a foot short. Ball spotted at the 21 yard line, is that right?
Yeah,
about the 21 in Whitewright territory, getting close to that north end zone. Stump Matthews will come into the game, and on the goal line situation, he's normally in, and he's in right here. Short yardage situation, clock winds. Grisham and Matthews in the backfield. And Wall's going to keep it, and he's got the first down to the 20. That was pretty easy.
Brandon Wall, quarterback keeper, first down.
Jordan Bryant made the stop for the Tigers. Speaking of the north end of this field, if you'd have told me last Friday night when we left that this field would look like it's never been played on
unbelievable
this Thursday night, I'd have said, you're a fool.
Unbelievable. It looks so good. It looks like there was never a mud bowl here.
Right, exactly.
You give that to the Riverboat Gambler. Here's Grisham on left tackle. Gain of about 3.5, 4 yards up to the 12.
25.
Now a late flag.
Yeah, got a little extracurricular activity down here. Tanner Hartsfield and number 66 with Kiefer Hansen from
Hartsfield went to the ground.
Yeah, we had a little extra going on there.
Some Howe fans calling for an ejection. Looks like it's going to be against Whitewright. You may have got a better look at that than I did.
Looked like number 66, Kiefer Hansen. Of course, you got words throwing around out there. It looked like he may have kicked Tanner Hartsfield as he was getting up. A little extra aggression there.
Well, the officials are now talking to Zach Hudson. It's going to be a first down, and it'll be a half the distance to the goal penalty, which will spot the ball at the 7-yard line. First and goal for Howe. Still with Grisham, Matthews, and looks like it's going to be Masters in the game. Now Elvington will bring the play in. Ball spotted at the 6. Let's call it the 6-yard line. Everybody tied. Wall under center. Grisham in motion. He gets the carry. Looking for a block for Matthews towards the far end zone. Did he get in? And no signal yet. Now it is. It's touchdown time in Texas.
He got a good block from Brent Masters and Jaden Matthews.
Tyler Grisham, you can throw it and you can rush it. Couple touchdowns tonight. What an impressive outing by Tyler Grisham, as that young man is a complete football player. 10-10 on the clock. Howe extends their lead 28-0, awaiting this PAT. Honecker steps it off, waiting for the snap. Wilson calls for it, puts it on the tee. The kick is up, and it does swirl through. He barely pooched that one through, and Howe now leads 29-0 here in the fourth. Back in a moment.
The Howe Athletic Booster Club invites you to become a supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
The type of kids we have, they're just hard workers and do anything you ask.
Memberships are $25 and will be available at all home games. All proceeds benefit high school and middle school athletic programs. Please join the Howe Athletic Booster Club in our efforts to support our hometown kids.
When people come here, you know, it's something they can be proud of.
When it comes to Howe, Bill French Properties is 100% invested to the economic and residential growth for Howe. They also provide commercial and farm and ranch services. Bill French Properties provides buyer representation free of charge and provides every service from mortgages to credit repair to skilled craftsmen and inspections. Visit BillFrenchProperties.com or give him a call at 903-893-BILL. Bill French Properties, realtors that you can trust. Servicing Grayson and North Collin County.
57-14. That's the Leonard score over Tom Bean.
Right.
And Gunner defeated S&S 21-12.
21-12.
Here's a pooch kick going to be taken at the 34-yard line. Fair catch called for by Shaw. And Whitewright will start at their own 34-yard line, moving left to right here in the fourth quarter. Trailing Howe 29-0.
Whitewright ball from the 34-yard line.
29.
Now, Howe looking for another shutout here, and if they do so, that would be 5 on the season, which would tie the 1985 team. Of course, that went district by district and area champions. Another thing we got to talk about, as here's a carry, Henderson over right tackle for about 3 yards. Now, one thing we haven't talked about is if Howe wins, they're the district champions. And I'm not sure if there's a trophy here to do a trophy presentation or not, but that's the case. If Howe wins, they're the district champions. No matter what happens next week, Howe's in.
Howe's in.
They've already clinched the playoff spot, but needing that district championship as Shaw, and that's not Shaw, that's Jones at quarterback, and he'll run up the pocket for about a yard. It'll bring up 3rd and 5 for Whitewright.
Joel Minivar and Jacob Taylor in on the stop for the Bulldogs.
So, again, not sure if there's going to be a district championship presentation tonight, but Zach Hudson telling us in the pregame show that if they win, they're the district champions.
That'll be good. I'm, proud of these kids.
It's been since 2010 since Howe's had a district champion. Jones wants to throw. Helping still brings him down in the backfield. About an 8-yard loss back to the 30. And, man, I tell you what, that Whitewright offensive line is just not able to handle the Bulldog defense.
And I was watching Mike. He's so focused. Everybody's grouped up. They're here on the sideline, and Mike's off down here by himself. He's concentrating. He's thinking. He's ready to get back out there on that field on that defensive side.
The Bulldog defense now in the past 3 games have held for about 18 punts. Here's a low, wobbly kick. Grisham calls for the fair catch at the 44. He could have ran some room with that. He could have. That's one of those where I'm surprised he made the fair catch because I think he had some room to run there. Howe will take over at their own 44-yard line. And there is exactly 8:10 on the clock when Howe comes out on the field to start this drive, moving right to left towards the north end zone. Landry Elvington will bring the play in. And he'll come split out to the near side. Masters in the backfield, Matthews, and Grisham in the slot, way out here to the near side. And Wall, it looked like it might have been a busted play, but he tried to carry it around the left end. Nothing was there. Not sure if that was designed or busted, but it's a gain of a yard. Second down and 9 coming up. Masters checks out of the game. Stratton Carroll checks in.
Clay Allman made the stop.
You know, you have to, if we're talking about a player of the game tonight, it's got to be defensive related, you would think, in this football game. Second down and 9. Handoff near side, Stratton Carroll. He's busted down at about the 47-yard line by Jordan Bryan. The linebacker came over there and just popped him. It's going to be 3rd and 6.
You know, that's one thing about Whitewright. They're not stopping. They're not just laying down and saying, here you go, guys, y'all can have it. They're trying really hard.
How's that voice coming along?
It's not too bad. I'll keep sucking on this Hall's cough drop. And I'll be all right.
Just don't get me sick.
Nah, I don't think it's catchable.
3rd and 6. Wall hands off, first man through Matthews, crosses the 50, still churning, still fighting for yardage, close to a first down. Gain of about 5. We'll bring up 4th and I'm going to call it 2 yards at the 48-yard line in Whitewright territory. There is now 6 minutes and 45 seconds on the clock.
Connor Henderson made the stop for the Tigers.
Stump Matthews checks into the game for the Bulldogs, which means short yardage. And it is short yardage. 2 yards to go for the first. Wall under center, handoff. Tyler Grisham left side. He's got the first down.
Off of a great block.
Grisham on the
Tanner Hartsfield.
carry, first down.
Ball at the 45-yard line. As Matthews checks out of the game. Stump Matthews checks out. Tyler Grisham checks out too. And Jaden Matthews checks out. So now we have the other backs. All of them are in. Cooper Akins, Dylan Moreau, and Brent Masters into the game. And Harvey will bring the play in. It's 1st and 10, right to left.
And I think that's a toss-up on which one of them three is the tallest.
Here's a handoff is Dylan Moreau. And, boy, he's quick, and he's like a fire plug. As soon as you hit him, his legs never stop. And he'll gain only a yard and a half, but I don't think most backs would have gained even that on that play.
Kendall Shaw and Devin Caraway made the stop. But I think it's a toss-up between those 3 backs. I'm not sure. They may all be the same size.
Well, one thing about all of those backs is they're all very fast.
Yes, they are.
They might even be a faster group than the first group, to be honest with you. Here's Wall. Akins in motion. Handoff Brent Masters up the middle. He breaks out of a tackle and slung down after a yard gain. 3rd and 7 coming up for Howe.
Brent Masters, number 17.
We've got
carrying.
Whitewright's got their middle linebacker laying 5 yards down the field, being helped up off the ground because that's where Matt Griffin and Austin Bearden took him, was about 5 yards downfield and said, you stay right here.
We have some news about the FFA, Michael.
Oh, yes. The FFA group judging team, they finished 3rd in the nation tonight.
Wow.
Congratulations to them. And Brooke Blum was the overall highest she's got the highest award.
Here comes Akins on the reverse from the far side to the near, and that's going to gain a yard. 4th and 5 coming up for the Bulldogs. Now, one thing about Howe, I guess you can say right now, everything's going well.
It is. Everything's going well.
The band is performing well, just barely missing it on the state competition. The football team is dominant, and now we're showing pigs at the national level.
Right. Well, actually, this was their judging team, and they did a very good job. They finished 3rd in the nation And I'm trying to find here what Brooke actually placed. And I'll see if I can find that here.
Wilson's going to punt this one away. A low spiraling kick. Fair catch called for at the 12-yard, 13-yard line. House defense has been the player of this game for sure, as really just so stingy. Again, third shutout in a row for Howe if they can maintain this thing. There's 3:56 left to go in the game. If Howe can somehow maintain this shutout, it's been since 1991 since that's happened. There's only 2 teams that shut out 3 in a row. Well, actually, there's a whole bunch because the most consecutive shutouts is 8 back in 1945. So a ways to go for the Howe Bulldogs. This will be a handoff to Ritchie up the middle. He's brought down by Moreau and a couple of others. Second down coming up.
Brooke actually finished high individual of the contest, so I'm assuming that's for the whole contest. So congratulations to them. And I believe, Stephen, don't we have Super Bowl champions somewhere?
Yeah. Our
Yes,
third
we
and fourth
do.
grade won the Super Bowl. How
Yes,
about
they do.
that?
Congratulations, Monty. That's a
thank
great
you.
team, man. That's a great team.
They're very fun to coach. Here's a handoff near side, and flags are down all over the place. It's going to be Hosier on the carry coming near side. He had enough for the first, but let's check the flag. And the bad thing that does is stop the clock at 3:18.
Nick Wilson made the stop. Well, there are flags everywhere.
It looked like the flag was thrown at about the block, that outside lead block coming near side, but I'll have to check and let them sort it out. There's a lot of talking just to be a holding call, and now the official's going to walk over and talk to Zach Hudson. It is holding against Whitewright. They're going to decline the penalty.
Penalty's offset.
Oh, it's offsetting penalty. Is it?
Like it was a holding penalty against us, too.
So second down and 6. They'll replay the down, I presume.
Yeah, I think that's what they're going to. Yeah.
Still flags all over the place. They got to pick up the laundry, guys. Still talking about it. You know, all that for nothing. They're going to replay the down. They could have just ran the clock. We could have been out of here.
Right. It is Thursday night. Old people have to go to bed like me.
Yeah.
I got to work tomorrow. I hope I remember.
No.
I mean, I'm thinking it's Friday. I'm thinking I can just roll over and hit the snooze button and go back to sleep.
Right. Shotgun. Jones, handoff Ritchie up the middle. He breaks through for a moment, but is going to be slung down backwards by Ty Portman.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. I'm not real sure why he stopped. He just made that hole and then just stopped.
Timeout on the field. Official timeout.
Player down.
Oh, it looks like a player's down. A Whitewright player is down, which stops the clock again. I'm not sure whether he got enough for the first or not. The flags or the sticks haven't moved, and now the player gets up. It might have just been a cramp. And he's going to be doing a little bit of limping over there is Kiefer Hansen, the offensive lineman, the right tackle, 5'10", 230 pounds, and a senior. He's going to be able to walk off the field, but very gingerly. So Gunner has won. Leonard has won handedly over Tom Bean.
Right.
We assume they won. It was 57-14. And we'll check other district scores when they come along. Looks like Bells 56-0 over Trenton. And this is going to be the end around for Whitewright. Another flag down as on 1st and 10, about a 2-yard gain for Whitewright. And on the carry is Garrett Stanfield. But another flag down. It's going to be against Whitewright. So there's 2:32 on the clock, and we just can't get the rest of these minutes gone.
No, I've been.
Let's see. Gunner over S&S, 21-12. Sherman took it on the chin to McKinney North, 59-14. 3rd 28. And I tell you what.
I have been
Leonard over Tom Bean, 57-21. And Dennis and Yellow Jackets losing to Wiley East, 49-35. Jones in the gun will send a man in motion. And this is going to be Jones keeping it on the fullback lead. And on 1st and 20, it's going to be a gain of 1 on the quarterback lead. He's 2nd down and 19 coming up. We're at the 2-minute mark.
If you're going to do a 1st and 1 for whatever we got there,
first and 20.
20. Don't run towards my captain still.
Well, I don't know where you're.
Different direction.
I'm not sure where you're gonna run.
I mean, you can get to the wide side if you can. Maybe you have a chance, but don't run right up the middle.
2 receivers near side. Jones in shotgun. Richie right with him, and this is going to be a handoff to the near side. And man, right there, Stump Matthews. He gets up.
He gets up and says, "Roll my way one more time."
He gets up, shows his 44 to the crowd, and a little testosterone there in that one.
But again, you run to this side, and who seals your end off? My captain still. He seals it off and sends them inside.
Ball at the 13-yard line. And we are at the 1-minute mark now. As Whitewright just trying to get out of here too. 3rd down and a truckload for Whitewright. 3rd and 20. The play clock is at 6:05. And now they're going to try to snap it at 1. They do. Hand off Richie up the middle. And gain of 1 or 2 yards. It's going to be 4th down. They're just going to try to milk this one down to where they can punt it. Actually, they don't even have to snap it, I don't believe.
Mike Heppenstall and Joel Minivar in on the stop.
Well, there's 1 second between the play clock and game clock, so they do have to punt it with 1 second left, or call a timeout with 1 second and then punt it. That'd be the best thing to do is get that timeout at about 1 second. Yeah. Everybody taking their time. Punt team is on the field. And I would be shocked if a timeout's not called. They may just let them punt it. And the officials are just going to let it go. They said, don't worry about that. It's only a fraction of a second. And I tell you what, Hal, your Bulldogs are district champions in 2015.
Congratulations, guys.
District champs with this victory.
You know, it's been one of those transitions around here where all of a sudden, quickly, this team has gone from a pretty good team, an underdog team, to a front runner and a district champion. And you're talking about all of a sudden one of the best teams in the history of this program, going back 72 different years. And I tell you what, it's awfully fun around here. We're going to take a quick time out. We'll be back in just a moment with more Howe Bulldog football.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
A very happy Bulldog Stadium as the Bulldogs are district champs for the first time since 2010. got to figure out who's going to turn this victory light on tonight, Michael.
What do you think? I think let's let the senator turn it on.
No, I know who's going to turn this one on. I think the man who put the victory light in place will have a chance to turn this one on.
He's making faces at you, too. I don't know.
He always makes faces at me. The man who put the victory light in place can turn it on tonight. Come on, Jim Jackson. Push that button right there. Jim Jackson Electrical Services just turned on the victory light in downtown Howe as the Howe Bulldogs are the district champions for the first time since 2010. It's been a while around here. And one guy who's been here through it all, Mr. Elvington, who's making his way down from the press box. He was here during that 2010 district championship season, way back then. We're going to take another quick timeout, and we'll wrap this one up here at Bulldog Stadium.
In this very football season, we will experience extreme heat followed by the changing of the leaves and finally feel the cold chill of the November rain. Life changes, and sometimes it changes too fast. When you lose a loved one, you need a place of comfort and trust. Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory of Van Alstyne will provide you with that care. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins invite you to talk to their caring staff. They take pride in their responsibility to lighten your burden as you take the first steps towards healing.
Carrie's Coffee Company in historic downtown Van Alstyne, next to the post office, is a full-scale coffee house serving all organic hot coffee, iced coffee, lattes, frappes, and many non-coffee beverages and baked goods. Carrie's Coffee Company is located at Highway 5 and 121 on the square, next to the post office. Come visit Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne. Open through Friday, 5 a.m. to noon, and 7 a.m. on Saturdays. Carrie's Coffee Company is Texas quality.
God, Guts, and Game. That's the 3Gs and 3G brand. 3G Brand's handcrafted American-made, in fact Howe-made blankets were rated by Horseback Magazine as one of the top 7 Christmas gifts in America. These blankets are in deer stands and stadium bleachers all over America, and they come right here from Howe, Texas. We're talking about hunting blankets, stadium blankets, and throws. Get that early black and white blanket just in time for the cold games in November. 3gbrand.com. God, Guts, and Game.
Well, welcome back to Bulldog Stadium. We have a little bit of an echo here somewhere. I'm not sure where that's coming from. Oh, was that the crowd mic? Look at that. Crowd mic. I didn't know. Hey, that's pretty cool. They just need a little echo there. How about that? All right, let's turn that off. All right, now we can stop being kids and turn into real grown broadcasters. At least I want to try. Okay, let's recap this one. The Howe Bulldogs won the coin toss. They deferred to the Whitewright Tigers to take the ball first, and they did. Took the ball at their own 49-yard line after an onside kick that was recovered by Whitewright. It was a 65-yard touchdown interception return by Winston Moss to give us our first score of the night, and Howe led 6-0 at that point, awaiting the PAT, but we didn't get a PAT. We got a 2-point conversion, and that was Tyler Grisham who threw the ball to Seth Siebold for the 2-point conversion. Howe led 8-0 at that point. Whitewright took the ball again at their own 48-yard line after another unsuccessful onside kick. Whitewright had to punt. Howe got the ball at their own 20 and immediately went 80 yards when Tyler Grisham threw the ball again, 2 times in a row. This time he found Nick Wilson right over the middle of the field, wide open, and 80 yards he went for the score. Howe led 15-0 after the PAT by Bryce Honecker. 7:46 was left in the first quarter at that point. And that's all the scoring really we had in the first half. Right. First 4 minutes of the game, we had 15 points and then nothing until the halftime. A lot of turnover on downs, another interception by Zach Blevins. But basically that was it. A lot of punting, a lot of turnover on downs. We went to the half. Howe opened with the football at their own 38-yard line and looked pretty good on the initial drive. It was a 22-yard touchdown by Brent Masters to open up the scoring in the second half, 22-0 with 9:19 left to go in the third. And then Whitewright got the ball punted. Howe punted again, and then it was Howe right into the third and fourth quarter when Howe took it at their own 26-yard line with 2:21 left to go in the third, and then a 6-yard touchdown by Tyler Grisham, rushing, not passing this time. And that gave Howe the score 29-0 with the lead with 10-10 left to go in the fourth quarter. And then the fourth quarter was basically all about killing the clock, punting, and running that clock out. And that they did, and the district champions are still celebrating out on the field. 29-0 win here against Whitewright. It is the third shutout in a row for the Bulldogs, which you have to go back to 1991 before that happened, or since that's happened. Again, they're going to need to go a ways to tie the school record there. 8 back in 1945, 8 shutouts in one season. That team went undefeated, unscored on, if you can imagine that. Pretty unbelievable. So that's also the 5th shutout for the Howe Bulldogs in the season, which you have to go back to 1985 since that has happened. So a pretty nice evening. I know we have some Whitewright Tigers in the booth with us tonight, but we've kept it clean in here. Stephen Braswell, an old Tiger, and we'll just say, hey, it comes around and goes. Hey, Whitewright has dominated Howe since 1935. So it's time for a little payback, right?
That's right.
He shows me his Howe black and white hat now, so he's all Bulldog. Hey, for everyone who's been a part of this district championship win here at Bulldog Stadium, 5 wins in a row now at home, and that's a nice way to close out the season,
right.
to close out that the 80th season here at Bulldog Stadium. 29-0 win for everyone who's been a part of this one, including Stephen Braswell, our spotter, and Michael Mosier, our great color analyst. We'll be seeing you next Friday night. Yes, Friday night. We hope it's a Friday night in Leonard, Texas. And I guess hopefully we'll have good weather. I don't know what it's going to be. I haven't looked that farther away, but maybe we'll have some good weather that night, as that is a grass field over there. So I guess we will see you Friday night in Leonard. Thanks for joining us tonight and celebrating this district championship with us.
Kiss him goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas. Here they come again.
Grisham again, same play. He's got the 15, he's got the 10, dragging a man to the 5. Kiss him goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas.
You know, our goal now is to win, period.
61 yards.
Howe Bulldogs football has been brought to you by Cavender Home Theater, Bill French Properties, Sweetie Pies by Karen, Howe Mercantile, Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Carrie's Coffee Company, Abby's Restaurant, 3G Brand, and Micah Belden Attorney.
Howe, your Bulldogs are headed to the regional championship game for the first time since 1990. Kiss him goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas. Here they come again.
Grisham again, same play. He's got the 15, he's got the 10, dragging a man to the